Hello， 各位亲爱的观众朋友们，欢迎回来。那现在到我们的赛前采访环节，非常有幸请DPG 战队的领队以及他们的荣誉选手 F91，先来跟大家打个招呼吧。
大家好，我是 DPG 的领队 Enchant。
大家好，我是 DPG 的队员91。
那这个91队员今天会不会有机会登场？
没有任何机会登场。
好的，那其实本赛季常规赛依然是保持了第1名的一个好成绩。你觉得Rogue选手的退役对你们有没有影响呢？
就常规赛来说的话，影响不是特别大，但是在季后赛的话，影响还是很大的。就是 Rogue 一直是我们战队季后赛的一个 carry 点，失去他的话，在排兵布阵，包括阵容厚度各方面还是有影响的。
92哥怎么觉得呢？
如果有 Rogue 在的话，我觉得今天的比赛相对来说会比较轻松一点。但没有 Rogue 的话，我们现在只有一个单核靠大可，因为李培南在 IEM 的比赛中也是输给了大可嘛。今天我觉得能够阻止李培南的人也只有大可了。
那我们也是很期待今天这2支队伍的一个碰撞。那其实如果这一次成功卫冕的话 ，DPG 会达成我们 WTL 3连冠的一个壮举啊！这个之前是前无古人，后面有没有来者也不知道。你觉得这个概率有多少？
应该有50%吧。看了人皇的表现以后，很震惊，不是没有像来之前那么有信心了。
那这个，森哥你说？
我觉得从整体来看的话，DPG 的整体实力要强于凯子，这个是没有悬念的，因为我们没有明显短板。凯子的话，沙师傅还是有点不太行，但是从状态的角度来说的话，我觉得李培南的状态太好了。所以说，今天我觉得成败的关键就是我们如何去限制李培南，怎么样去战胜李培南。
是的，那你们的这个老板也是我们的老朋友教徒，他是否也就起床了？因为他在美国嘛，是不是在一直观看我们的比赛？有没有跟你们这个沟通联系过？
有的，我们老板很关心我们战队的各方面的情况吧。刚才也是一直在跟我就排兵布阵了，选手的心态调整了，一直在沟通，一直到采访之前。
那看来教徒其实对于这个比赛也是非常非常的关注。那其实，在赛前你们有没有想到你们会在总决赛面对到的对手是 KZG？
有想到，看了 Time 在 IEM 的表现以后，我觉得凯子这次杀入决赛应该是10拿9稳，手拿把攥的，所以说是早就有预料到的，我们也做了准备。
已经做了准备。那孙哥呢？孙哥赛前有没有预测到凯子会跟你们 DPG 会师决赛？
我觉得我预测到了，但是我也是希望凯子能够跟 DPG 能够会师决赛，毕竟2个战队，对吧？就都是兄弟战队嘛，对吧？其实最后比赛谁赢都不重要，重要的是打出一场精彩的比赛。
是的。那我们精彩的决赛马上就要开始了，究竟哪支队伍可以捧起我们面前的这个冠军奖杯？那我们就要在后面的比赛为大家揭晓了。稍事休息一下，一会儿回来。
他妈的，我怎么虚伪了？难道？
And we are back. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you guys had a great break, and a massive shout out as well to some of the lovely people in the chat that have been helping translate. Babylings was giving the was translating the winners interview earlier after Oliveira did take down Storm Gaming, and even here during the opener, we did get a little bit of translations from FGG in the chat as well. So thank you so much. We appreciate it. And hope everyone is getting ready here for the grand finals for DPG versus KaiZi.
Yeah, here we go. This is a huge match that we have ahead of us. These are both completely stacked rosters. Plenty of champions on both sides. We have Reynor and Oliveira, as well as Spirit here for KaiZi. But for DPG, they have got a stacked roster themselves.
Oh yeah, they have Cure, they have Dark, they have it all, mate. They have Hero as well as Enchant. For those who don't know, Enchant, of course, is the team manager of DPG, Dragon Phoenix Gaming, and he was giving a bit of an interview as well as a bit of a prenup to this series, you know, just going into some of the matchups, how he feels, and even being a little bit cheeky about whether or not he will play. So you love to see it. You love to see it. But yeah, DPG, they've got a pretty deep roster, and there's a reason why they are 3-time WTL champions.
Yeah, I mean, they've got here Dark, Hero. That is just such a stacked roster already. Cure as well. These are all players who have been, I believe they're all three of those are GSL champions as well.
Yeah. Yeah, the team of champions, papi. Ay, ay, ay. They don't just have one, mate, and that is what is terrifying about them. Every player is an ace player, essentially. And because of that, it's going to be a bit of a mountain to climb. That's why, of course, KaiZi Gaming, against a lot of these teams, they've been the underdogs against Shopify, against Onside Gaming, and it's still the case here against Dragon Phoenix Gaming. But just because they are the underdogs, dreams can come true, as we have seen at IM Katowice recently.
Yeah, and I mean, Oliveira looking to continue that run, keep it all going with this massive gauntlet performance through this playoffs. Not just Oliveira, but also Reynor putting in some fantastic performances. Spirit as well, taking a game off Maru in that key series against Onside yesterday.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm looking forward to, because Spirit has had a lot of time to deliberate, to prepare mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, everything. And yesterday he surprised us, right? He came out almost like a sniper, and he brought down Maru, of all people. And I want to see if he can do it again, you know? Is he got... Oh my god! Oh, the bunny zooming.
Zooming.
Oh.
I need a nap.
Oh.
That was hard work.
Oh, where's he gonna go before we get too far ahead of themselves? We are waiting for the predictions, and it is the year of the bunny.
Ooh.
Hey,
Nom, nom, nom.
he's always predicting against KaiZi.
Rufus, eat the bunny.
Eat the bunny. Oh my god. All right, here we go. The predictions are coming on in. Who are the non-believers? Naruto, of course, over at the German stream, picking DPG alongside Crank, alongside Chaos as well. Zios. Zase? I don't know. One of the Chinese casters.
Chelsea, I think.
Chelsea.
Yeah. And the bunny. Don't forget the bunny.
Oh yeah. The bunny leading the charge, mate. He really doesn't believe in Oliveira. Do you think he's Artosis? Do you think he's self-aware enough to recognize that whenever he picks a team, they're going to lose, and he is intentionally picking the teams against KaiZi to make sure it's their downfall?
Pick against the bunny always.
Yeah. He's like an Artosis, but he's using his powers for good. Oh my god. So we'll see how that all kind of comes together. But yeah, I'm really excited for Spirit, because I in my mind, the ideal storyline, because everyone who's been talking about Dark, everyone's like, oh my god, Dark, he's a terrifying opponent. He's going to take down Raider in the ZVZ. You know, Oliveira's not ready for him either. Spirit is going to be the one to stop him. I believe.
That would be crazy. I mean, I'm happy to see KaiZi Gaming banning out Altitude as well. I do not want to see Oliveira vs Dark on Altitude.
Yeah, 100%, mate, 100%. Altitude has been the ban of choice all day today for KaiZi Gaming. We don't want to see a repeat of what happened yesterday with Solar, so we want to stop that before it starts. Meanwhile, DPG do decide to get rid of Dragon Scales.
Yeah, interesting pick there. So they are going to be getting rid of Dragon Scales. And I mean, these are both rosters that are very, very flexible. I mean, DPG got some of the top players from each race on their side. So I feel like they're a very flexible team.
Very flexible indeed. They can go for the macro, they can go for the cheese. Meanwhile, here we go. The sniper is here. He has been on the sidelines the entire night, but finally he has recovered. He is ready for some StarCraft. Spirit comes out first for KaiZi.
There we go, and he is going to be going up against none other than Hero, the best Protoss in the world. Can Spirit do the unthinkable and take him out?
Oh my god, Hero here with the 10 in the offense, with the 10 in the micro. I think we can all get behind that. 9s everywhere else. Oh, and we do have the cams being shown off here as well. The trifecta. There is someone missing though. Dark is absent.
Jieshi's going to be subbing in for Dark, I suppose.
Right.
That would be crazy.
It would be crazy if Dark isn't available. To be fair, if you remember yesterday, they tried to bamboozle us a little bit with Neeb as he did show up towards the end. But here we go. We are getting into the grand finals of World Team League Season 4.
KaiZi Gaming versus Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Game 1. Let's get the show on the road.
Mercies. Beautiful. As here we go. For the first time tonight, we have the Polish Terran, the underdog here, but he's shown that that is no obstruction for him. For KaiZi Gaming, this is Spirit.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Neo Humanity, we have the South Korean Protoss representing DPG, Hero.
DPG.
DPG. Oh my god, the Hero we know and love, especially with the cam positioning. If you remember, I think it was during the round robin stage, there were moments where Hero was like, he wasn't just sinking into his chair, but he was like shrinking as well. Like it was like he was getting further and further away from the cam. Oh boy. You love to see it.
Indeed, but it looks like, yeah, Spirit going here for an eBay block. Hero all over it. He had his probe out and ready for this as soon as it started happening, and he's going to be able to shut this down quite easily.
Yeah, exactly. Because of the workers were here so early on, we're going to be forced to cancel this eBay, and Hero will not be forced to take the unnatural natural. The SCV comes back in, so Spirit is again trying to delay this for as long as possible, but not the most ideal start for Spirit.
Yeah, Spirit actually also accidentally sent his SCV that was dealing with the harassing probe of Hero almost halfway across the map.
Ooh, yeah, so slipping up a little bit here and there. Mistakes we can't really afford, but hopefully they don't really impact this game too much. As from here, you know, Spirit, he is going for a Rax expand, so looking for something a little bit more economic in this TVP.
Yeah, there we go. Not going to be able to take out this probe. Nice micro coming out there from Hero. And with that Marine into the reactor, there's a few different options here. We can go into a 3-Rax. We can go into a 1-1-1, and it is going to be the factory here. I'm kind of more interested to see what Hero is going to do on this map.
Yeah, what does he have planned for us here? Especially because Neo Humanity can be a more aggressive map as well, just because of how small it is. Speaking of aggression, shouldn't be a surprise, but Hero is throwing down a pylon at the would-be forward third of Spirit.
Yeah, early game aggression is Hero's. It is his trademark, really, in this matchup, and we often see forward gateways, forward stargates. It is going to be a gateway. This is something that he used extensively in his GSL series versus Maru.
Exactly. He wants to be in your face. He wants to be in your base. And we do have 2 gates on the way. So 3 gate aggression in total. We're going to have a forward pylon to warp in aggressively. And already his adepts are going to be chipping away at these Marines. Hasn't picked up any Marines yet, but we're getting there.
Yeah, and it's going to be 3 gates going down, so this is an early aggression build coming out from Hero. It is going to be a little bit scary for Spirit to deal with. A bit of a mishap there, did not mean to finish that shade.
Ooh, Hero a little bit uncharacteristic here to miss micro his aggressive units, but at the same time, the Hellion was coming out at the same time, so the depot wall was not a wall. Regardless, we don't commit to the shade. It ends up being forced back, and I believe, yes, Spirit has come across the proxy.
Yeah, there we go. So Bunker going to be going down. Spirit was planning to go for a build where he sends 2 Hellions in and then does a 4 mine drop behind that. But this is not a build that matches up well with what Hero is doing. And it looks like Spirit, he is starting to get picked apart and fall apart here against the aggression of Hero. He is not going to be able to hold down this low ground. He has to give it up.
Yeah, because of the late scout of the proxy, I don't know if it was the best move to have your Marines commit to trying to focus on that pylon. They all went down. There's nothing left to defend. The natural is compromised. And because of all this aggression, we can't even drop that much across the map. Both Hellions and 2 mines, they're making their way.
Yeah, Spirit needs to get a bit of counter pressure across the map to make up for this opening. Going to be going for the armory as well. So yeah, really unfortunate for him. He was going to be going for a 4-mine armory drop, and the opening here of Hero has really put a dampener in his plans.
Yeah, time to make some lemonade with these lemons, mate. It's time to go for a bit of a mine drop, but also a Hellbat drop. Because there are Hellions in there, so they can also make use of that armory.
Yeah, there you go. So he's going to be going for that mine drop there. The Hellion's going to be going up in towards the main. Looks like, Hero did not react. 11 of these probes going to be going down. And how many more are going to be going down in the main here?
Hellbats, Poppy, Hellbats. Regardless, a lot of workers are going to be going down at the same time. Hero is pushing up this ramp. We do have a couple of Marauders. The boys are being pulled.
Yeah, but really, what is there to deal with this for Spirit? He has a 1 Marauder, 1 Mine, 1 Medevac. All he can really do is push this back and buy himself time, but the Observer as well going to be meaning that Mine goes down. 9 SCVs already going down. Spirit pretty much has to kill every probe here with these 2 Hellions, and already he has lost one of those Hellions.
Oh my god, the Marauder gets focused down, and these Widow Mines just haven't been able to get any shots off defensively at all. We are just microing on back, stutter stepping here. Hero is doing what he does best, focusing down these mines, and it looks like, one mine shot will go off, but there are just so many Stalkers.
Yeah, and with this Prism here, there's too much micro potential. GG is called. Hero makes quick work of this first game.
GG, well played. Pretty stock standard stuff from Hero. Unfortunately, Spirit didn't get eyes on that that proxy gateway until it was a little bit too late. He was already committed to going for that to that mine drop, not just your regular mine drop either, going for that armory as well. So just unfortunate how things turned out there for Spirit.
Yeah, Hero coming in here with a skill check, as he is one to do, and he takes down Spirit so quickly, but Spirit, he's going to be able to fight back here. He does have the opportunity to pick the next map, and maybe he'll be able to get a bit more of his build going this time, because it felt like in that game he really just didn't get to do what he wanted to do. Kind of lost the coin flip when it came to the build orders as well. There's not too much you can do if you catch on to what's happening so late.
Yeah, exactly. You know, sometimes you gamba a little bit and the gamba doesn't go your way, so bit of a feels bad, man. But Spirit, it will now be his map choice, so it is going to be his playing ground. It is going to be his home field advantage. What map does he want to go on? What map is he most comfortable in? And what does he have prepared for Hero? Because I want to believe that he has put a lot of thought into this. There's a reason why he is the first player, and he has something special in store for the Korean Protoss.
Yeah, absolutely. I think maybe that first strategy as well, not necessarily the best thought out strategy against a player as aggressive as Hero, and I'm hoping to see him adjust a little bit this time. Definitely.
I hope so as well. I know so. Spirit is not going to let us down, but we'll see, as at the moment he is still deliberating what map he wants to be playing on. And of course, we now know that DPG want to start things off with Hero, and that is a pretty interesting way to begin this series, to be fielding your Protoss player this early on. And there we go, we have our map.
Yeah, there we go. It's going to be Babylon here for Spirit, so a bit more defensible, a short rush distance as well, so lots of potential for aggressive builds, and I think we're going to be seeing something more standard, maybe a bit of a tank push coming out from Spirit here.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope we don't see a proxy from Spirit. I think that may just be a little bit too obvious. I think Hero's going to be on the lookout for that, as spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Babylon, we have the man himself representing KaiZi Gaming from the land of Poland. It is Spirit.
And spawning in the top left hand corner of the map, currently the best Protoss in the world for DPG, this is Hero.
Mantle that he has been holding on to for quite some time, but maybe a mantle that he won't be able to hold on for much longer. You know, the mummerings of stats and SOS streaming and potentially coming back can definitely shift the hierarchy of the Protoss. And speaking of shifting the hierarchy, Spirit does have an SCV across the map, but no, he is just slipping on in to scout.
Yeah, he's going for the eBay block again.
Yeah.
Didn't really work out that last time. Going to be eBay blocking now with that low ground expand there. Definitely very interesting. I'm not quite sure how this works out. I can't say that I've seen this too many times.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I mean, because of the low ground expand setup, Hero has to commit to cleaning this up. So he's not going to be forced to take an unnatural. Meanwhile, ooh, that probe does get an SEV kill.
Yeah, that's pretty big there for Hero, if not in the game, just emotionally as well. And it looks like, yeah, Spirit going to be putting that eBay down. Hero is going to be taking that third Nexus over there. So Spirit with a quick cancel going to be getting a CC down of his own.
Really interesting. Okay. Okay, so a much better start here for the most part for Spirit, just making things a little bit awkward for Hero. We'll see what the follow-up is going to be as well. It's possible that he may just revert back to what he was attempting to do in game number 1, because he may find a little bit more success here now that Hero has split up his bases.
Yeah, with the bases split, you have a few options. Hellion drops can be very strong. Even just running 2 Hellions up into the main and 4 more into the natural can be a good idea. 3 racks is also a pretty common continuation from the eBay block, but it looks like he is going to be going for a factory. And Hero going for Stargate, which is this is a really good traditional response to having your bases split up. Phoenix just makes your life a lot easier in this position.
Oh, in general, you know, just Phoenix is they can be great, they can be amazing, and that's what Hero's going to be going for, just for that map control to shut down any kind of drop play if it does come his way. We can see there, even from the observer, just confirmation that Hero did see the factory, is fully aware that it isn't going to be like a 3 racks follow-up.
Yeah, but there we go. The trademark aggression coming out from Hero, and man, it's kind of crazy that Spirit wasn't more prepared for this. He scouted the low ground. He scouted the low ground gateway. He had to know that something like this was coming, and he just it seems like he was quite ill prepared here.
Yeah, exactly. And now, as a result, 3 Marines went down. The bunker was a little bit late, and it's going to take that much more effort for Spirit to take control of his own natural base right now. Just 0 mining going on here. Oh, God. And yeah, that bunker just wasn't able to finish.
Yeah, and for Hero here, not going for Phoenix whatsoever. The best defense for Hero, of course, as it has been in the past, is a good offense. And he is going to be looking to put the pressure on with these Oracles.
Yeah, here we go. The Oracle's about to rock up. The Adept already doing so much damage here to those Marines. Waterline Shot's going to be going up to clean that up. And, oh, nice save there. The SCVs barely get into that bunker. Oh, no.
Yeah, there we go. Hero going to be taking out a few more of these SCVs, taking out Marines as well. Takes out the mine on top of that. So pretty good value trades coming out from Hero here. Behind this, going to be starting into Phoenix production, throwing down a few extra gateways as well. But as the observer is pointing out, they're reasonably even trades.
Exactly. And what's important is that, again, he's just forcing Spirit to play to his music, to stay at home. The Oracles are dipping into the main, finding even more damage.
Yeah, there we go. The repair is going to be good for Spirit, but Hero is so quick to change targets. They're going to be taking down 2 SCVs, keeps that Oracle safe as well, of course. Did take out that mine. Comes back to finish the job that the first Oracle started on that SCV. And with that, he is just keeping constant pressure on Spirit. He's relentless.
Feels bad, man. That SCV did something that very few workers can do, and that is survive an Oracle, but Hero just couldn't let him live with that, had to finish him off. The second Oracle comes back in again, just gets even more worker damage, 6 SCVs going down.
Yeah, Hero's Oracle control is absolutely insane, and this is basically game-ending damage here that he's managed to do with these Oracles. 6 SCVs so early on is disastrous when you aren't even taking out any of these Oracles.
Exactly. I mean, Cyclones and Vikings are on the way, and they are answers to these Oracles, but you could argue too little, too late. The damage has already been done. Hero is already moving on to the next step. We have Phoenixes being produced. We have 2 more gates. I think that's 5 in total, and he's even warping in some slow lots right now. Charge right behind that.
Yeah, the things with going with Cyclones and Vikings in this position is that's to prevent damage, and that damage has already been done.
Yeah, exactly. It was a preventative measure, but it had already occurred. The Cyclone gets picked off. Oh, nice repairs. Cyclone does get saved in the end.
Yeah, it does, but that Oracle dips back in, gets 3 more SCV kills. All of these Phoenix going to be getting out of here just fine. And Hero with a dominating hold on this game. Behind this, going into charge, going into that Templar Archives as well. So considering just how many Marines he's taken out, the fact that Spirit is going for what looks to be a delay on the stim to get a faster 3rd CC, a fast charge build is just going to be devastating. It's going to be impossible for Spirit to land his 3rd.
Oh, God, exactly. Can he land at that 3rd base? Can he get himself into this game? With all these Phoenixes, it's going to be a tough ask. We even have a couple of stasis traps being thrown down outside the natural as well, just in case there ever is going to be a move out. And there's just nothing really threatening Hero. He is so comfortable right now. He is free to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, and I mean for Spirit, because of that 3cc opening, he's only just going to be starting up his stim now. So Spirit doesn't have a timing for at least another minute or 2, probably getting towards 2 minutes now. And I mean, Storm is going to be finished by the time that's happening. Hero is going to have everything he could possibly want here.
Exactly. And because of that, is there another way for Spirit to get through this? He's throwing down 2 engineering bays. It looks like he wants to try to get into a longer game. He wants to establish this 3rd. He's not necessarily looking to go all in and pull the boys, even though you could argue that there was maybe a moment for that, especially pre-Storm. That is no longer the case.
Yeah, it looks like Hero going to be pushing this back with those Phoenix as well. And he has vision all over the map. He's on this map like a rash. And this Storm finishing up very soon. Prism on the way as well. I think he might have a timing as that finishes up, especially if Spirit is a little too early taking his 3rd.
Yeah, it's crazy, mate. There are pylons and zealots all over the place in case there was drop play, which would be a way for Spirit to come back into this. So Hero fully aware of the potential that Spirit has, that he does pose, or he can pose, a threat. And with all this vision, now he is free to diversify his splash damage. He's already got Storm, but Storm isn't enough. He wants more. He wants the Colossi, the Disruptors.
Yeah, and here we go. Spirit recognizing the danger of the situation. Going to be throwing down bunkers in front of his units, but this is the time for Hero to go. Hero scouts out that 3rd has been taken, and I think as soon as that Prism is ready to go, he's going to be looking to put some aggression on.
Oh, you say that, but like every upgrade is on the way, and the production as well, right? Like he's taking up towards.
Okay.
Yeah. Like he's working on Blink. He's working on +1 attack, +1 air, Colossi, Disruptors, 2nd Forge, 4th base. There is a moment here where he can push out the 3rd, or he can just keep getting further ahead.
Yeah, I guess he recognizes just how far ahead he is, and he can go very easily, even into an air transition from here if he's given the space.
Oh boy, he is setting that up. Meanwhile, he does have Prism Speed on the way as well for some Disruptor drops. 2 Disruptors are being made at a time. There's the Fleet Beacon. There is the Stargate. Hero is using this as an opportunity to flex and to stretch and to, warm up, get into the late game.
Yeah, this is definitely the safest way to go about this, especially with Spirit's reputation as a strong defensive player. This is going to be the most correct way, I would say, the most technical way to convert this win.
Exactly, exactly. You know, you don't want to be pushing into your opponent, especially this defensive position. Look at this. Oh my god, he does spot all 3 bunkers, the tanks, the depot wall as well. Like, the best case scenario, I think, for Spirit would be if he were overcommitted to try and break the 3rd base because of how prepared he is. So, yeah, why attack? You don't need to.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do see for Spirit, he is starting to get into Ghost, getting into that +2, the 2-2 as well, throwing down some extra CCs. So while Hero is being a little, lax and keeping the pressure off, Spirit is starting to get into all the different things that he wants, but he's getting into a mid-game army. I mean, Hero is getting into his final late-game army here.
Yeah, the final form of Hero is upon us, and Spirit is still powering up. We do have the Prism trying to get into towards the natural, but nicely done. The turrets do focus it down in the end, so Spirit doesn't have to worry about any kind of drop play for the time being, but I don't think Hero's too worried about that either. Oh, the mid piece.
Yeah, I think Hero is just looking for a good way to get rid of these Zealots at this point.
Pretty much. The era of Zealots has come and gone. It is the time for Skytoss. 3 carriers are being produced at a time. We have +2 air attack on the way as well. And Spirit has no idea. Oh, Smurge.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be taking out that stasis trap there. I think he should be able to land that CC. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you found the angle on it. And we are going to be having a few more turrets going down here, but Spirit, now that he's starting to spread himself thin, is going to be more vulnerable. There we go, we do see Hero is trying to get rid of these Zealots at the moment. He will take out 2 tanks as well, so very nice trades as he starts to set up on the other side here as well with the Disruptors.
Oh, yeah, the Novas are going to be going off to zone away the army. Not a lot of buffer and support here for Hero, so he has to be careful not to lose too much too quickly. As we see a scan into the main, does see the Stargates, does see the carriers.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be a pretty obvious one for Spirit. He sees an army that's like 5 Zealots and 4 Disruptors, and he's thinking, there's got to be more to it than this. What have you got hiding?
Yeah, what are you doing? And his response is to immediately start Viking production, and he throws down 2 more starports. So at least this isn't going to be a surprise. At least he's going to have a bit of a heads up to prepare for those carriers, and we'll see if he can prepare in time.
Yeah, there we go. Hero is paving the way for those carriers to get some damage done here. He's going to be using the Disruptors to take out those turrets. Good scan by Spirit does prepare himself for this little Zealot run by here.
Yeah, nice foresight from Spirit. He's going to be able to reposition some of his units. SimCity once again has been rebuilt, and we have more tanks on the way. These Zealots are going to be able to bust through this depot, though, so Spirit has to make sure he respects these Zealot run-bys.
Yeah, and I mean, for Hero, this is definitely just getting rid of these Zealots, starting to improve his army. This is going to be replaced by carriers, of course. He has a DT shrine on the way too, but he's just trying to find himself into the perfect army, and look at that. There is plenty of carriers, plenty of Disruptors. We've got the Oracle there as well to lay that tag down, and this is where things get really scary for Spirit.
Yeah, Hero wants the perfect army, and he's getting pretty damn close. He's got those Disruptors underneath. He has 4 High Templar. He's got the Storms. He's got a Mothership already out as well. Thankfully, Spirit is fortifying himself. He does have a bit of a turret wall, but it is slowly being chipped away at.
Yeah, here we're going to start working his way through this. Spirit as well, going to be slipping off a little bit of a double drop towards the north. Should be able to put a good amount of damage here on that newly set up base. Behind this going Fusion Core, plenty of Vikings. Should be looking to go into Viking Lib from here.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what he's setting up for. Meanwhile, we do have a double drop towards the north. Does force a recall out of Hero, and with that recall, how the trade's going to be? He's trying to focus on the first carrier. Up.
Yeah, it doesn't get it done. So big recall coming out from Hero, but we'll be taking down all of those units. Now setting himself up for an angle on that 5th. Spirit going to be loading up one more drop, sending it to the left-hand side. Actually, a triple drop. So that is a lot of his bio that he is committing across the map now.
Yeah, and that's going to be a lot of bio, not just bio, but a lot of anti-air that's not going to be with the main army. The triple drop gets spotted by the Mothership. Oh, nice target firing. The Vikings do get 1 carry. The Mothership getting ready to recall whenever it needs to.
Yeah, the mothership just sharking around here, but the defenses here for Hero, they are good. We have that preemptive overcharge, and it looks like we are going to be taking the fight on the Vikings here. Those carriers, they can just move through here. The Vikings, they are so weak here, but the carriers are going to be recalled to the mothership.
Yeah, they do recall back home to defend against the triple drop. What did the drop accomplish? It alleviated pressure, but that's pretty much it. Not much economic damage was done in the end. The overcharge was able to keep the majority of the infrastructure alive. And now Hero is pushing out once again, this time with a massive bank, this time with his entire army.
Yeah, Hero is playing it really safe here. We do see his disruptors. He's going to be creeping forward one by one, trying to get some shots. Does take out a ghost, takes out that turret as well. And Hero just trying to find a nice angle. Doesn't want to shove in on 4 bases here.
Yeah, he's waiting for Spirit to take a fifth. He's waiting for Spirit to expose himself and take one of these bases. And at that moment is when Hero will strike. He's also rotating over towards the north. There is a sensor tower in range that does see this. So Spirit is also trying to keep up with that army.
Yeah, he really wants to set up this mothership recall.
He wants it, Papi. He wants it. Oh. We'll
and with that scan going down for Spirit as well, he's going to know the mothership's missing.
Yeah, he's gonna be wondering where it is, or we hope he wonders where it is. As a cheeky ghost is gonna get taken out.
Yeah, I mean, this cloud of Vikings, that's a pretty threatening count of Vikings. They should be able to one-shot carriers here. So Hero's just got to be really careful that whenever he does decide to take a fight, he fully commits to it.
Exactly. We don't have any nukes, right, for Spirit?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, we haven't seen any nukes yet, unfortunately, so you won't have them available to potentially zone away the army. Oh, nice EMPs though.
Yeah, good EMPs. They're going to be very important. EMPing both of the sentries. I mean, there's High Templar on the ground. We got those oracles as well, and that really weakens up the carriers. Really nice micro coming out from Spirit. It's going to be dancing back and forth, trying to drag those interceptors back over the missile turrets. And once again, we do see that recall coming out from Hero, but this time an offensive recall with that mothership, going to be taking down the 5th base.
Oh, the 5th is going to be going down, but you can see how well Spirit was fighting with his Vikings. He did focus on the prism first, so there are actually no High Templar. There are no zoning storms available for Hero, so the Vikings were getting a bit out of control.
Yeah, we have a few stalkers being made by Hero here. It's a bit of a scary moment for Hero because having those the weakened carriers with so much hull damage on them, despite the massive bank that he has, it's almost worse than not having those carriers. I mean, it seems like a really crazy idea, but I think it's even possible that it might be a good idea to kill them and remake them.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And speaking of killing your own units, Hero throws away his Phoenixes. He knows that right now is not the time for Phoenixes. He warps in another wave of High Templar. He actually doesn't just warp in High Templar, he warps in, I think, 8 DTs, and there we go. They're headed towards the planetary.
Oh, yeah, perfect timing. They're going to be jumping on top of that planetary. Planetary could be cancelled and brought up, but instead we do have the army reacting in time, and that means this left-hand side is completely exposed. Looks like Hero has finally found his moment to shove on in here. The Vikings will be responding, but they really need to be careful to dodge out the splash on the ground for Hero. Looks like actually he doesn't have any... Oh, I was about to say he doesn't have any High Templar, but just at that time, a massive storm goes down on the Vikings.
Yeah, he only had 2 High Templar, but 2 is all you need. This does mean that Hero has to warp in more, though, because he just morphed his High Templar into Archon, so he has to be a little bit careful not to be caught out without them to support his army. Meanwhile, another wave of DTs is coming on in, diving on top of the planetary.
Yeah, 3 swipes. That planetary will be going down. A couple of the tank's going to be going down as well. Not going to be losing any workers is Spirit, but I mean, he is the one with the bad economy here. Hero can do this all a day. He just needs to stop Spirit from mining, and Spirit really struggling to get a 5th base up.
Exactly. There's no rush here for Hero. Just take down the 5th. Take down the 5th. And take down to the 5th. That is the way to win this game. We do see an orbital has replaced the planetary for Spirit. Does mean that it is going to be a little bit weaker, but he is able to maintain his economy here because of it. And Hero still hasn't been able to find a way to break these fringe bases.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Spirit has got a good amount of libs here. He is really struggling to get that last little bit of supply up, though, as, yeah, he is really all the way through his mineral bank. Hero's bank here is absolutely huge. He's been so cautious throughout this game, but he basically has the whole map right now.
He has the entire map. Nice, decent amount of freedom zones set up here for Spirit, so it's going to be difficult with a high tempo to move forward. The Vikings come in from behind. They do snipe 2 of these carriers. Mate, he can get them all.
Good damage coming out from the carrier, from the Vikings. Going to be shooting down all of these carriers, and yeah, it looks like Spirit is starting to break through. Maybe Hero just took a little bit too long to get this going, and oh man, the supply of Hero just plummets.
Well, I mean, to be honest, Hero has done a poor job at replacing his High Templar. There were no storms to support his carriers, and they were weakened from earlier, as you were pointing out. It didn't take too many volleys to focus them down, so suddenly Hero lost his entire SC2 army.
Yeah, the weird part is Hero seems a little bit indecisive as to what he wants to replace this with. We see him making 2 disruptors at a time. He's not remaking the carriers. Instead, going to be adding on some extra gateways. And yeah, it really feels like he's feeling indecisive as to how he wants to end this game. He does have Spirit in a really difficult position here, but he needs an answer for the army.
I don't think I like this. Hero is very clearly trying to transition into ground toss from sky toss, and on the one hand, it means that all these Vikings that Spirit made are now rendered useless in a way. They're inert. They're not going to help at all against the ground toss. But Spirit doesn't just have Vikings. He has a lot of Liberators, and I don't know if Stalkers are the best answer for that.
Yeah, it can definitely be quite awkward. It means Hero's going to have to play a mobility game where he's moving around left and right all over the place. But Spirit, he's already on the other side of the map. He is jumping in at the perfect time. He is going straight into the main, looking to take out the production. And the army for Hero, it's really not that good right now.
It's not. He's not maxed out. He didn't max out because he was waiting for the rest of his gateways. 4 gates are still on the way. The Robers are being depowered. Oh my god, Extended Thermal Lance is not going to finish up, and the Liberators have set up in the main. Oh my god.
Massive Novas, and that is the equalizer that Hero needed. What a heartbreaker for Spirit.
He was doing it, Papi. He was doing it. He went for the kill move, but the Novas were too good. Spirit was not looking.
But speaking of not looking, what is Hero doing with his disruptors right now?
He wants the Novas, Papi. That's all he cares about. The disruptors are being penned in a little bit, but the Stalkers are good enough. GG gets called, and Hero takes game number 2.
Yeah, very messy towards the end there. You can tell Hero's not quite happy with how that one ended up there. Not the cleanest win, but it does get it done in the end.
Yeah, like, despite how the entire game went, like, there was a chance for Spirit, you know? Like, if he could have made some magic happen there. If it wasn't for that disruptor shot towards the end. Feels bad, man.
Yeah, it feels like this can happen sometimes. Hero, it seems like he felt he had the game completely under locks and maybe just wanted to play the most technical correct style, even get a bit of late game practice in there. But that carrier army, Spirit, he's a master of late game, and he did find the perfect answer for that. Just a little unfortunate to eat those disruptors there.
Yeah, it's one of those things where Spirit, his late game army control is really, it's up to par with a lot of the other top tier Terran players in the world. But despite that, you know, his economy was consistently crippled. Like, he was never able to get a 5th base up and running. Like, he had a very limited bank, and because of that, he was pretty all in towards the end there. He had one shot, one opportunity, and he let it slip.
Spaghetti.
I want some spaghetti, Papi.
Yeah,
I want some. Yeah, I want some Italian spaghetti because now KaiZi Gaming, they got a choice to make. They got a player to pick.
Man, I reckon should open a restaurant that's like 4 a.m. just pasta bar, just like Italian comfort food at like 4 a.m.
Yeah. You've heard of like 4 a.m. diner food or 4 a.m. fast food with macas and kebabs. Nah, mate. 4 a.m. pasta, papi.
Hey, there's nothing I want more than like a massive bowl of like pesto gnocchi or something like that.
Keep. Grate some cheese over it, you know, like, yeah.
Grana Padano.
Oh my god. Yeah, that reminds me. I always bring it up. The best part of Poland, when I did go to Poland, there was a pizza place in Poland called Night Pizza, and it's a pizza place that opened its doors at midnight every night.
We have stuff like that in Melbourne. There's a pizza place on the like outside Flinders Street, the main train station. There's a pizza place that does 3 for $5, and they give you like slices of pizza. So you buy a box with like, you can pick out the different flavors from the pizzas that are on display, and you get the 5 slices or the 3 slices, and they're the same. They open up like late at night, and they're open till like 5 a.m. or something.
It's
so
genius.
Yeah,
they know that there are DJs out there that are up at the late hours, at midnight, at 1 a.m. Casting StarCraft up to 3 a.m. and they're looking out for us. They're looking out for us, Buffy.
Drunk 18-year-old Asher stumbling home from the club.
No, mate, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. As there he is, the pasta boy himself, Reynor, is coming out to face Hero.
You get pierogi when you're in Poland as well?
Of course, we got pierogi, papi. Pierogi, yeah.
Beautiful.
It was actually really good, really good.
Yeah. I want some pizza now.
You want it all, papi. Give us pizza, give us the pasta, give us the kebab.
Yeah.
Give us some pierogi.
Well, before that, we have just about the best PvZ that you can get your hands on. This World Team League final is not looking to disappoint, as we have a Reynor vs Hero.
Oh, let's go, papi. Let's go. A world-class quality PvZ.
KaiZi Gaming versus Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Game 2. Let's start the game.
Start the game already.
He's getting antsy. Oh.
And with good reason, because here he is in the top left-hand corner of the map. It is the previous year's I Am a World Champion himself, the Blue Zerg, Reynor.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Gressvan, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming DPG. It's the best Protoss in the world. It is Hero. Oh boy, and I have been anticipating this. Clearly in my mind, if Hero was to be fielded, the answer to Hero was going to be Reynor. I know that Oliveira had an amazing series against Hero at IEM Katowice, but Reynor did say that he was feeling confident against the Protosses, and I want to see that confidence come to fruition as we get another circle, Papi.
Yeah, and here we go. Just going to be the hatch gas pool coming out from Reynor here. And a pretty standard build coming out from Hero as well. I mean, Gressman, I haven't seen too many PvZs on this map, but this has been kind of the star map of the map pool. We've had some really fantastic late games in all sorts of different matchups here, and it's going to be interesting to see how Hero wants to approach this one, whether he wants to go for something a little bit more aggressive, try to end it earlier, or if he's going to be dragging Reynor into the late game.
Yeah, especially because typically Hero is the pioneer for how Protoss should be playing, and he himself has been shifting his focus from this Blink Stalker style into +1 charge lots and Archons. To be fair, I'm sure Reynor is fully aware of the shift in the meta, and yeah, he's apparently feeling confident against it, so we'll see how things do shape up here on Gressvan as we have relatively standard openers.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is, I feel like, a pretty well-balanced map as well. There's a lot of different strategies you can go for here. So here it is going to be opening up with the Stargate, pretty normal. Usually going to be seeing that go into Oracles, maybe some Blink Stalkers as well. So nothing too crazy so far. These are two players that definitely have a lot of respect for each other and are not going to be expecting any cheesy, cheap wins.
Oh, exactly. No cheese here. Not yet. We'll get that on the pasta later, papi, later. As we do see that Stargate on the way, still waiting to see what the first unit is going to be. Meanwhile, Reynor, he's just saturating his natural. He's getting his third on the way, on time, on location, as we would expect.
Yeah, and there we go. We are going to have a little bit of harass coming out from Hero as well. He is always really aggressive with his first units, just likes to send all these adepts across the map straight away. Sends the oracles across the map straight away as well. I mean, we've said it before, the best defense for Hero is always his offense, and I think it is a fun and exciting way to approach the game. And when you're as good as he is with the micro, it has to be respected.
Definitely. It's amazing to watch. It's amazing to witness and experience. Meanwhile, Reynor has been keeping up for the most part. I don't know if you saw, but he gets some really nice worker micro. He was morphing in the spores, pulling back the drones when he could. He hasn't lost any drones here to the Adept Harass. Ooh. But it's not just Adept Harass. The Oracle is also on the way.
Yeah, out of the frying pan into the fire. These adepts are going to be shooing those drones into the path of the Oracle, but only 3 going down. This is acceptable losses so far for Reynor.
Oh, yeah, 3 drones. It could have been worse. Definitely could have been worse, as we do see Hero expanding and taking a third behind this so far, not losing a single unit.
Yeah, very tidy work from Hero. This is something that we've seen time and time again from him. He's very well versed when it comes to this opening and this strategy. Reynor going to be getting a little bit cheeky, getting those queens out into position, getting a few extra shots on these oracles as well. But the main thing for Hero here is just keeping an eye on everything that's going on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, so far, good positioning. The Overlord does go down, but that supply blocks Reynor a little bit. At least he was able to get a scout off, confirming that no additional Stargate units were being produced, and he also got eyes on the Twilight Council, so he's aware of a transition.
Yeah, he's going to be having that Twilight. Pretty early Robo as well for this style, so not going for that kind of mass gate style that he has been more well known for. Or maybe looking to do it with the support of a Prism.
Yeah, definitely. Meanwhile, with that Forge and the gases being taken, it is not going to be charged. We have Blink on the way, so more of the classic Hero style. You love to see it. At the same time, the Oracles do take a lot of hits, but what's important is that they survive and they get 2 more drone kills.
Yeah, and what I'm kind of interested to see here as Hero, I do believe he scouted out that it's going to be fast +1 melee coming out from Reynor, is whether he's going to be going for Colossus. And there we go, we do see the Robo Bay going down. So this is something that Hero has been doing quite a bit more often, bringing this Colossus style back in a big way, which used to be very common in PvZ, and makes a lot of sense versus Lingbane Hydra, since we don't have the Ravagers for BIOS.
Exactly. It's such a great adaptation. We do see, Reynor forces the cancel on that gas geyser. Nicely done. But as you were saying, typically the response to +1 Blink Stalkers are a very Ling heavy, a very light armor heavy composition. And that's exactly what you want Colossus against. So Hero kind of playing here and adjusting to the meta to how the Zergs have been responding.
Yeah, exactly. So we see a pretty fast double robo coming out from him here. Going to be some good trades here. Reynor actually committing a lot of links to take down those 3 stalkers. So Hero happy to oblige him, take out all of those lings there with the oracles. And yeah, you can see not the most even of trades here, as he is just continuing to power up on only 3 bases. So a bit of a far cry from the extremely fast force that he was going for about this time last year.
Yeah, and this was pretty greedy from Hero as well. And he's gotten away with it because of how well his oracles had been trading. We see even adepts hindering the economy of Reynor. Reynor's drone count isn't really where it needs to be. Meanwhile, Hero has double robo production, 2 Colossi being produced at a time.
Yeah, so we are going to be having that star. Might be mixing in a few sentries as well once he confirms that it's going to be Hydras, just to help zone out the Lings and Banes. But looks like Hero going to be powering up very heavily for this 3-base timing.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to hit like a truck against Ling, Bane, Hydra. We can see already 2 more drones going to be going down. The Oracles are still doing what they can to get vision and also to wreak havoc in those mineral lines. And Reynor is still in the dark. He still has no idea.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a really good job by Hero hiding all of this. Reynor is going to have to start suspecting something along these lines just because he hasn't seen a fourth yet. He has been pretty vigilant with those Lings as well, just been trying to find that out. But at the same time, yeah, Hero just constantly pushing back any scouting attempts.
Yeah, and the Colossi, he's still banking them up, waiting for extended thermal lands to finish up as well before he reveals his hand. Before that happens, Reynor still has the map control, and I'm sure he's feeling pretty good about the fact that he has been able to deny these 4th bases. But there we go, he finally gets eyes on the Colossus.
Yeah, the Hydras are revealed for Reynor. The Colossus is revealed for Hero, and this is going to be Hero's time to strike. Reynor morphing in as many of these Banelings as he can. Do we have any sentries for Hero? It doesn't look like it. I think that would be a really nice addition to this army.
Yeah, definitely because of the lack of Ravagers. Force fields would be insane, but for the time being, Hero is relying on pure Stalker Colossi. The Banelings don't have speed yet, and already a decent amount of them are going down, but Reynor is going for the surround.
Yeah, it feels like Hero kind of walking himself into a trap here, but he does have this ledge to fall back on, and these Colossus are going to be absolutely shredding the Banelings. The blink back onto the ledge as well. Brilliant work from Hero.
Yeah, the features of Gressvan really coming in clutch there for Hero, able to get away from the Ling and Bane, get up onto the high ground, and clear out everything here towards this base. We see a couple of Hydras coming in, the Queen's coming from behind.
Yeah, Queen's coming from behind are going to be trapping these units, but no Colossus have gone down yet. We do see the Prism has gone down. Does feel like Hero is starting to get pushed back here. Reynor going to be careful. Doesn't want to overextend into these Colossus.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want to be losing too many of these Hydras. Another Hydra gets picked off. Reynor needs to wait for Ling reinforcements as a buffer, and then he can collapse on this army. Meanwhile, I feel like Hero has to get the hell out of here. Yeah, I think he's sticking around a little bit too long, and there we go. There's the recall.
Yeah, nice recall there on the Colossus, but what a nice move using that high ground there. I think I remember it's like that StarCraft Master mini game where you do all the different micro challenges.
Yeah.
I think it comes with the campaign, and one of them is one where you have a high ground and it's Colossus versus Lings, and you're like running it up the high ground, down the high ground, up the high ground. I just kind of always thought when I played that, there's no way this would ever happen in a real game, but Hero bringing it out here.
Yeah, he brings it back. He definitely played the campaign. He knows all about that. As we do see a bit of a Ling run by being set up, but the wall, I believe, is a wall. Is going to force some of the attention back, though, of Hero as he continues his push. He has rebuilt that Prism, and he is back with a vengeance.
Yeah, here we go. Wave 2 coming out for Hero. He is totally all in. There is no 4th base on the way. He has to keep all of these Colossus alive, and they are getting very low. Nice hot pickup with the Prism.
Oh, but the Banelings, they find some good connections here. Reynor, he can pull back, and the majority of the buffer has gone down. The Colossi are still alive, but barely alive.
Yeah, barely alive. We are going to be having a little bit more of a warp in of Stalkers, but the remaining Stalkers, they are being DPS down so very fast. We have a few more Zealots just to help shield these units. These Spore Crawlers pushing back the Colossus as well. They've got to be really careful not to walk into those, and it feels like Reynor, he has held on. He just has one last task to do, and that is taking down these Colossus.
Yeah, Hero is giga all in right now. 41 probes have gone down. The main and the natural are completely forfeit. Everything is on fire for Hero. What you see is what you get. He has to end the game with these 4 Colossi.
Yeah, and that is a tough ask. Reynor just letting him go deeper and deeper into the trap, into the surround. Going to be pulling the trigger now. Even the drones being pulled. The Baneling's going to be getting on top of these Colossus here. And for Hero, his last hurrah. These last 2 Colossus going to be taking down the Spore Crawler. GG is called.
GG, well played. Let's go, Poppy, as Reynor takes the first game. It was a brutal one. Hero doing a great job at hiding his double Robo Colossi production, pushing out with a powerful timing, but He wasn't able to get on top of the economy. He wasn't able to break any of the bases of Reynor. The surrounds were still good enough. The positioning with his Lingbane Hydra was still good enough. And I feel like you touched on the key point. The big thing that was missing for Hero that there's no reason to not have is sentries for force fields. That is really something that works so well against Lingbane Hydra.
Yeah, for sure. But with that, Hero, he is taken out. He does have a chance to take out Reynor to get a bit of revenge here in this next match. But KaiZi, they are starting to fight back.
They are fighting back. Hero started things off with 2-0ing Spirit, and now it is time for Reynor to 2-0 Hero. We'll see if he can pull it off here as we're getting ready for the second game. Hero does have a map pick. Of course, he cannot decide altitude. I don't know if he would really want to pick altitude, but he has plenty more maps at his disposal. Oh boy, looking to try and bring down Reynor with him for his team. Can he do it?
Yeah, is he going to be able to do that? We do, of course, have Oliveira waiting in the wings, so anything Hero can do here to help out is going to go a long way.
Oh, and there we go. Dragon Scales has been picked. As a reminder, Dragon Scales was vetoed by DPG, but as far as we can tell, that means that KaiZi cannot pick it, but DPG can if they need it, if they see fit. That is where Hero is going to try and make the comeback happen.
Yeah, there we go. He's going to be taking this to Dragon Scales. And I'm just trying to think of the features of Dragon Scales that would help out. I actually think this map's kind of difficult as the Protoss to hold your third just because it's so open. So it'll be interesting to see how Hero approaches this.
Yeah, it's quite open indeed. And speaking of open, in the top left-hand corner of Dragon Scales representing KaiZi Gaming, we have Reynor.
And in the bottom right-hand corner of the map for DPG, this is the Protoss in the red, Hero.
Oh boy, gonna be looking to bring it all back here and bring down Reynor. Can he pull it off? Again, a very interesting game, number one. A very kind of tricky game as well with a hidden strategy. Does mean that it is unlikely that Hero does that again in game number 2.
Yeah, for sure. That was a very all-in strategy, and I think we are going to be seeing something a little bit different this time.
Yeah, and we have a look.
I was going to say, this map, just because it's so open, maybe a Zealot Archon style could be effective here.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. You know, I was just going to reiterate that, of course, Hero, he has such a wide array of play styles. All of them aggressive, of course. They all kind of have to flow in that direction. But how he wants to be aggressive, well, he can kind of pick and choose. And Charged Archon can do quite well on a map like Dragon Scales.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a world-class game that we've got before us. DPG and KaiZi really does feel like they are the two best teams in the world at the moment. I mean, Onside versus KaiZi earlier on yesterday, that could have been contender for grand final as well, but KaiZi managing to take them out. This is what we have here. This is so exciting. And we have so much still to go.
Yeah, KaiZi stonks have been going up, Papi, these past couple of days, these past couple of weeks, ever since IEM. It's all about KaiZi, and they are so close to tasting victory, to tasting that trophy. Oh, but it all has to continue with this. And here we go. Hero does not open with the Stargate.
Yeah, there we go. Going to be Twilight first. So might be a Glaives opener coming out here. We do see an early overload coming in from Reynor. The timing there really nice. That should be able to prevent the Stalker from denying any scouting.
Yeah, very beautifully done here by Reynor. He knows his timings, and he will be able to get a very early scout on this Twilight Council. Whether it was going to be for Glaives or maybe even a DT opener, well, it's going to be a little bit harder for Hero to catch Reynor off guard. Meanwhile, nice pick off Hero, going to be able to take down that tumor.
Yeah, you're just being a little bit cheeky there, doing all of his
Ooh.
trademark aggression, and it's going to be Blink actually behind this. So very interesting opener coming out from Hero. Looks like he might be poised to go for a bit of a two-base Blink all in.
Yeah, this is actually crazy. Blink this early on does typically mean an all-in. We do have a Robo on the way for a Prism as well, so we can warp in aggressively across the map and keep it up. And Reynor needs to get eyes on this. He does have Lings that are moving out on the map. Ling speed is going to kick in soon as well, but he doesn't have an Overlord in position to go in again.
Yeah, so he's going to be relying on these links to get a bit of a scout here. Hero, of course, sending those adepts straight across the map. Stalker will be in position just in time here, especially if he does have a few extra warp ins. He will be able to get that safely, get that wall shut. But behind this, 3 more gateways going to be going down for Hero. So I believe that's 5 gates he's going up to at least. We have a nice early Roach Warren for Reynor, though.
Yeah, 5 gate Blink Stalker. I wouldn't be surprised if he throws down a 6th gate as well. There is that Prism on the way from that Robo. And Reynor, he is responding quite well so far. He's still in the dark. You know, in his mind, it could still be Glaives. There we go. There are the more gates.
Yeah, another gate going to be thrown down.
Oh
so
my
6
god.
gates here, 7th going down. Yeah, this is how many I do my 2-base store all in on as well. 7 gates, I think that's the magic number.
Yeah, Exodia all in, mate. Let's go, Papi. Hero, he's got nothing else to show us. It is all just Blink Stalkers, and Reynor still a little bit in the dark. He just makes a wave of drones, which is a little bit scary. This is okay. I think he's going to be going up to 45 workers with his, which is still okay, as long as he doesn't drone up anymore from here.
Yeah, he does have a decent amount of safety roaches already out. Probably would have been a little bit nicer for him if these were slightly later, but there we go. These are 5 stalkers going to be showing themselves, and there should be no doubt in Reynor's mind what this is.
Exactly. Reynor has to be careful not to be supply blocked as well. There we go. 2 overlords are being popped out. We have a Dark Shrine behind this. Oh my god.
I love it. The Observer showing us that there is, in fact, a spore in every base here, but Blink Stalkers, they could certainly do a bit of work when it comes to taking out those spore crawlers here, and I don't think there's going to be a lair anytime for Reynor.
I don't think so either. We do have 2 adepts going into the main base to try and snipe some of these workers. They pull away the attention of these Lings. Meanwhile, at the same time, the Stalkers for Hero do not push in. They pull back. So Reynor has been able to deflect everything so far. He's even droning.
Yeah, Hero just a little bit worried about a counterattack here. Maybe looking to set something up for a little bit later on. Just recognizing that there is a very healthy amount of Lings and Roaches out here for Reynor. Reynor actually going to be sending a few Lings across the map for a counterattack. Looks like he's got plenty at home to help defend these Blink Stalkers, but these DTs are going to be available very soon.
I'm worried that Reynor may have droned up a little bit too much. Like, we need Lings defensively here and now. There we go. A wave of reinforcements comes in. At the same time, he's going for a bit of a counterattack force, or attempting to force a warp in back at home.
Yeah, I think that'll be really helpful for him if he can force that warp in. We do have a couple of Zealots being warped in, but they are very heavily damaged before they can even spawn. And Hero, very clutch with that timing on the Blink.
Oh my god, exactly. He has to be so careful. That Cyber Core is getting pretty low. If the Cyber Core goes down, that means no more Stalkers can be morphed in. So that's Hero's a little bit dangerous there, playing with fire. Meanwhile, the DT is going to waddle into the natural.
Yeah, trying to create some chaos at the front while the DT is swiping away in that natural. Actually going to be drones pulled by Reynor here, as there is a bit of a Zealot warp in at the front for Hero. I think Hero wants to make it happen right here, right now with these Stalkers. Very aggressive Blink on top of the Ravagers. Is starting to shave down the Ling numbers, but there's plenty more where that came from.
Yeah, the Lings are trying to go for a bit of a surround. A little bit of miscontrol. The majority of the Lings, they get distracted by a single Stalker, so the Ravagers do get sniped. Only Roaches remaining.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of units going down for Reynor, and if there's any moment that Hero can make this happen, I think this is it. He's going to be shoving in between this natural, between this third, going to come down to the Blink, a micro, going to come down to the stutter step against these Lings as well, but he is being pushed into a corner here.
Yeah, he is being pushed into that corner. The Lings come in from behind. A lot of Stalkers are going to be going down. And it looks like he once again is able to force the unsiege. Is going to get a little bit more breathing room as more units are going to be coming out.
Yeah, the name of the game here for Reynor is just buying himself as much time as he can to get those roaches, to get those lings. We are seeing plenty of both being made, and it does feel like Hero is getting stuck here. He has to make this work right here, right now. He's going to be shoving into the natural.
Oh, yeah, that Roach one is looking a little bit exposed. Hero, he wants it, but Roach Speed finishes up, and now with Roach Speed, Reynor is going to be able to chase this that much more effectively, and he's going to be able to force this back. At the same time, a wave of Zealots get warped into the main.
Yeah, Zealot's going to be distracting, but Reynor perfectly splitting off those roaches, and it looks like he is breaking the Stalkers down to the south here. Hero is doing everything that he can with the Blink Micro to trade as well as he can with these roaches. He is going to be getting some good trades here. Reynor still has some extra roaches up in that main base to help him out, but Reynor, he is buying himself so much time here.
Yeah, exactly, and it looks like Hero is running out of steam. Now the sentries are coming in, and we do force field the ramp, so very nicely done. Half of the army of Reynor cannot participate in this fight, but again, Reynor, he just has to pull back, wait for those force fields to run out, and go in again.
Yeah, Reynor being so patient with this dance, and Hero trying to get all of the value that he can out of the shields, out of those blinks and the blink stalkers, but they are getting it very low. Hero is starting to mine out his main as well, so we are really getting towards the end of this all-in.
Yeah, Hero's warping in another wave of sentries for some more force fields to try and go for that maneuver again. It's really maybe the only chance that he has to force Reynor to fight with only half of his army, but even with half the army, Reynor, his supply is just getting higher and higher.
Yeah, Hero trying to warp in a few Zealots as well to help himself out here. A couple more sentries, but every moment that goes on is a moment that Reynor gets stronger. He is going to go for this sandwich now. We do have plenty of Zealots. Pretty good force fields for the north, going to be cutting off those roaches, but a big surround coming out from Reynor.
Oh my god, exactly. Here comes the surround again. A lot of units are forced out of this with those force fields, but there's still so much on the ground. The Roach Ravager is forcing the Stalkers back. You can blink as much as you want, but they're still taking too many hits.
Yeah, the control, the decision, the micro from Hero is brilliant, but there's just too much here. Reynor too strong with the defense, too patient. Hero going to be rocking his head back. He knows that this one is just about over, and Reynor just putting the finishing touches on this defense.
Yeah, and Reynor, he's putting his money where his mouth is. You know, he said he wanted the Protoss, he wanted the ZVPs, and we see why. Hero, he may be the best Protoss in the world, but Reynor is showing us all some world-class anti-Protoss play, and he's doing it.
Yeah, he is doing it. He's being so patient with these Stalkers as well. These Stalkers just running back and forth, trying desperately to find something, anything to pick off. They do put a lot of damage on that Roach Warren, but Reynor, he's not going to let that go down without a fight.
Yeah, he did the light maneuver. He focuses down that Overseer, so there's no detection available, but doesn't even matter. There are no DTs. We're stutter stepping forward. The sentries have been broken. GG gets called.
GG. Reynor fights back and takes out Hero 2-0.
Oh my god. GG. Reynor has done it. Oh, he ties things up here in this team league match. Hero, sure, he 2-0'd Spirit, but Reynor comes in and 2-0's Hero. Mate, we have a series.
Yeah, there we go. So Reynor going to be going on, and who are we going to have to deal with the Zerg? Is it going to be Dark? Is it going to be Cure? Is it going to be Jaishi?
Oh, we'll find out, mate. We'll find out. But yeah, props to Reynor. You know, I was worried that he was maybe droning up too much, and there were a couple of moments where maybe his lings weren't quite doing what they needed to. You know, they went for a bit of a counterattack, but they didn't really force a massive warping commitment back at home. There was a DT maneuver, but thankfully, because Reynor was in the dark, he was prepared for DTs anyway, because he knew that was a possibility to begin with. So he already had defensive spores. So that was just more resources for Hero that were kind of wasted. The DTs never really paid for themselves.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, those DTs really didn't do what they needed to do. Reynor was prepared with those spores, whether that was deliberate or whether because he thought it might have been an Oracle opening coming out from Hero. Either way, it pays off, and Reynor will be going on.
He will be going on. So a great performance so far. Reynor, of course, will be staying in for the next match. And now it's going to be on DPG to decide who is going to bring him down. A solid option would be Dark for the ZVZs. We have seen Reynor fall time and time again this weekend to both Leenock and Solar. Dark could definitely take him to the task. Or do they want to save Dark for Oliveira? That's the question. You know, is it the time for Cure?
Yeah, I feel like as well sending out Dark could be a little bit risky, just because anything can happen in that ZBZ, and the chances of Reynor taking one of those games probably pretty high there. So yeah, like you're saying, if they do want to save him for Oliveira, it would be a little bit risky.
Exactly. At the same time, we also know that Dark can be quite cocky. So if he has any say in it, he could just kind of force the decision and be like, "Nah, I want to play now. Okay, I want to send me out, Papi, send me out." So yeah, it's gonna come down to kind of the management or whoever is going to decide who moves in and who doesn't. Whether Dark is able to be let free. Cure is another one of an underdog pick because, you know, we talk about this all the time. He's kind of overshadowed by Mario a little bit, so he doesn't get as much limelight, as much attention as he should. But Cure is a very terrifying opponent, and he has his own strengths as well. He wouldn't be the worst pick here. Like, ideally, would you want to see Cure sent out against Reynor or Oliveira?
I think Cure's actually not a bad pick to snipe Oliveira. I actually think that's 50-50 between those two. It's because Cure is so strong in the TVT, but yeah, I mean, at the same time, really, I guess there's no good way to do it. You kind of just want to plan for the best case scenario for the win. You got to have that championship mentality there. Speaking of which as well, do you reckon this counts for Dark's bet? Do you reckon if DPG wins, especially if he gets it done, do you think he can shave the mustache?
I don't think so. I say that because if you remember, winning the 2v2 tournament didn't count. If you remember, and because it wasn't 1v1, so World Team League is closer. Don't get me wrong; it is definitely closer to a 1v1 format. But oh my hero just walked out. He's done. He's done with it all, mate. He's just gonna step away. But yeah, okay, no, he's coming back. He's coming back. But yeah, I don't know if this constitutes if this meets the parameters for Dark to finally shave his face.
Hate to see Hero go, but love to see him. Love to watch him leave.
Turn around again, Bobby. Turn around again. I think you forgot something on the table.
I think he dropped it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we did see in those cameras as well. I don't think Dark was there. I mean, does that mean Cure confirmed?
Maybe.
Does that mean Jieshi?
Oh, Jesse. Maybe. I mean, that's what we were saying earlier. So, Dark hasn't been on the cams. Does that mean that he's not available? I mean, we assumed that was the case for Onside. If you remember, Neeb wasn't on cams until he finally showed up. But I'm pretty sure he wasn't on cams because he wasn't available. If you remember, that's when we had the extended break where they finally got him to show up because he may have been either out or asleep or for whatever reason he wasn't on standby. So I think that may be the case for Dark. That doesn't mean that we're not going to see him tonight, but it may mean that people are going to be making some emergency calls, you know, and be like, "Yo, Hyung, where are you? But we need you. Where are you?"
Put the Dark signal out, but they don't need to wake him just yet. They'll let him slumber.
Yeah. You don't want to rouse the beast if you're not ready.
What? Come on. Come on. Pick.
What? pick, Poppy. Pick. Send him out.
Send him.
Oh boy. Send him, Poppy. Send him. We'll see who's it gonna be. They're just kind of getting it already, and here we go. Of course, the player that is staying on and fighting back is, of course, Reynor.
And his opponent. It's going to be
Oh!
Cure.
All right, here we go. Cure has been decided. It is going to be a Terran versus Zerg.
Yeah, here we go. Always a really exciting matchup to go with. Going to be Royal Blood as the first map as well. Feels like a pretty well balanced map for this matchup. Both erasers getting a little bits and pieces of what they want. Nice open map for the Zerg, but a bit of a shorter rush distance and a bit of a flatter map for the Terran as well.
KaiZi Gaming versus Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Game 3. Let's get the show on the road.
Let's get this show on the road. And on the road, in the bottom left-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the Italian stallion representing KaiZi Gaming. It is Reynor.
And his opponent spawning in the top right-hand corner of the map. It is the South Korean Terran in the red for DPG, Cure.
Oh boy, and I'm a little bit concerned here for DPG because I think that this would have been a good time for Dark. I'm with you. Cure has some pretty impeccable TVT, and I think he would have been a great sniper for Oliveira against Reynor. I don't think it's that clear cut.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pairing that is, it's a little bit interesting. It feels like sometimes Reynor's got the upper hand. Sometimes Cure can take a few cheeky wins here and there. I do favor Reynor in general here, but Cure has always been a world-class player, always capable of taking games off anyone, and we do see it starting out here. He is going to be going for a CC first.
Yeah, he's going to be going for a CC first opener. Is going to be a little bit cheeky, a little bit greedy, and should be able to get away with it. Back across the map, Reynor just going for a hatch gas pool. No early pool opener like we saw against Gumiho. So yeah, the openers are going a little bit in favor of Cure.
Yeah, so far just going to be the one Arax. Actually, yeah, okay. I was going to say he hasn't taken his gases yet, so this is something that I remember seeing Dream doing. It's going to be a 3cc gasless, most likely into a 3-rax.
This is not the first time that we have witnessed this, as Reynor, he's clearly listening to the comms and he's trying to come to reality. He's like, what's going on? Just experiencing some latency. But I remember seeing this in, I think it was an ESL Open Cup as well. I can't remember if it was Dream or maybe one of the other Korean Terran players, but this is illegal. It's coming back to me. I think it actually may have been Gumiho, and I think he just got linked. He just got roach all in by Dark or something.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much any all-in should work against this, but it just depends how quickly they can put it together.
Exactly, because this is arguably the greediest opener that a Terran can go for. And as you said, if it goes unscouted, mate, they can get away with murder, mate. Moita.
Yeah, I found it. Dream played this against Sue for Brawlers Club, so one of the Alpha X events. There you
go. Jesus. So, yeah, bringing it back here. Cure doing his best Dream impression. Was Sue able to catch wind of this? Do you recall how the Zerg reacted, if at all?
I think it must have worked because I wrote the build down. I can't imagine I would have if it went well.
Yeah, if it didn't work.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So, a really wild opener here, and I do like it as well because when you were kind of going over the players, you yourself were saying that Reynor is favored here in this series, and I agree, which is why we need to do something crazy like this. He's even taking all 4 of his gases.
Okay, this is not going to be a 3-rax then.
Yeah.
I guess we might be going into BCs?
I mean, that's a lot of gas, right? We got a lot of gas to work with, but we also have a lot of catching up to do. So, I'm ready to experience what Cure has. Give it to us.
This is insane. We have to hold all of this for probably the next minute with
Double
3
factory.
Marines.
He's going double factory, mate.
I guess Blue Flame.
Yeah, triple factor. Oh, he's crazy. He's actually insane. Oh my god.
What the hell am I watching? I thought we already had Gumiho. I thought Psystorm got knocked out.
I was gonna say the same thing. I don't believe I don't believe this webcam. I actually don't believe it. You can see that he's half smudging, and it's so he can hide his facial features. It's Gumiho with a mask.
I mean, the crazy thing as well here is he reveals a decent number of Marines. That is really going to throw Reynor off the scent here.
Yeah, it really is. The Overlord gets taken out, so we don't see a scout of the main base. Reynor has no idea what's going on. We don't know what's going on.
Wouldn't be World Team League without it, as we do have a little bit of a buffer here.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, we don't know what's going on. The stream doesn't know what's going on, mate. The YouTube is still processing the build here from Cure as Blue Flame is being researched at the same time as Magfield.
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing to say. I'm just waiting to see how this is going to progress. This is absolutely bizarre. It's insane at levels of greedy. I mean, if Reynor had thrown down a Roach Warren at literally any point, I think Cure's just dead.
100%.
But yeah, he's gotten away with it so far.
Cure has been defending with 4 vanilla Marines for the first 5 minutes of this game. It's essentially 6 minutes. It is crazy what he has gotten away with. Reynor has no idea. His Link Scout, I believe, even came from the left-hand side. I don't think he has even seen the timing on the 3rd base.
Yeah, this is nuts. I mean, Cure here going to be going for a starportless mech build. This is something I really haven't seen much of before. It does tend to be a little bit risky as well. It's quite vulnerable to timing, so it's going to be interesting to see if Reynor can put something together, if he can work out that this is what's happening.
Yeah, it's just a little bit risky. Just a little bit. It's oh my god, as Cure is getting up to 5 factory production. Roach Warren just now gets thrown down, but this is the first that Reynor has seen a Cyclone. He had no idea what was happening until now. He's going for a bit of a link run by. He can maybe catch some of these Cyclones, but oh, the boys are pulled. No damage is done here. But, oh, never mind. A couple of links do actually force some lost mining time at the 3rd base, and this is forcing Cure back.
I'm very far behind you.
Oh. yeah,
you continue. I'll work it out.
The loading screens didn't help, mate, as we do see the Blue Flame Hellions trying to trade against the Queens. Without the support of the Cyclones, they're not doing too well, to be honest. Transfuses are going to be going down. The Queens are standing strong for now, but here come the reinforcing Cyclones.
Yeah, there we go. First Queen are going to be going down. Charging on forward is a Cure. He is starting to break through. Reynor is going to be losing these Queens, and this is a brutal timing here for Cure. Reynor really caught off guard. Just wasn't able to piece together what was happening here, and this is an insane all-in from Cure.
Yeah, the picture-in-picture, the Lings are going for a bit of a counterattack, and a lot of SCVs are going to be going down, but the Cyclones, there's just no answer to them. The Banelings find some decent connections on the Hellions, but the Baneling Nest is going to be going down. The Roach Warren is going to be under threat next, and oh my god, there's just so much here for the Terran.
Yeah, so much damage going down all over. Just nothing can deal with these Cyclones. They are reaching a critical mass that just can't be helped. And we see Reynor, he was making Roach Warren, remaking that Roach Warren, remaking that Baneling Nest, desperately trying to scramble together this defense. But all he really has right now is Roaches. Looks like Roach Speed is just going to finish. That is so crucial here.
Yeah, Roach Speed finishing up just in time, but even with Roach Speed, pure Roach is not going to be the answer against all these Cyclones. The lock-ons are going to be crazy. We can see the Roach is just torn apart. Lings are needed, but that Blue Flame Hellions are here to buffer for the Cyclones.
Yeah, it's a good thing for Reynor he was able to turn that camera off, because I don't think he's going to be too happy with this one. Cure getting away with an insanely greedy build. And an insane all-in.
Yeah, this was crazy, Papi. Ay, ay, ay. In comes some reinforcements from behind, but it is just a numbers game. It is not going to be enough. I was actually going to say the same thing. GG gets called. Reynor, he could feel the smudge coming, and he wanted to hide his shame. Oh.
Gee, looks like the players on the panel having a bit of a chuckle about that one. Cure really getting away with a very cheeky snipe build here, and that is exactly what DPG needed him to do here. That is really going to lift a bit of the weight off the shoulders of Dark.
God, that was wild. That was absolutely wild. Cure just stealing game number 1. Reynor had no idea what was happening. He had very limited scanning information. I mean, props to Cure for hiding his build so well, making sure his Marines were in position to swat away those Overlords and only showing his Hellions to those Lings as well. Reynor, yeah. I mean, to give him credit, to give Reynor credit, like no one does this. You're never gonna expect this.
If you do this on ladder, you're going to jail. They're going to throw away the key.
Yeah, you're going to lose your MMR. Don't try it. Please don't try it. Otherwise, I'm going to smudge even harder. Oh my god. Yeah, like, you even touched on it. Like, Bunny did, when he showed it off against Sue, his opener was similar, but like where things kind of led, like this was a very different variation. Like, Cure kind of did his own spin on things, and clearly something that maybe he was working on with Dark or something. Like that was disgusting.
I kind of want to learn it just in case I go up against any really high MMR Zergs on the ladder and just want to steal a win.
Oh my god. I want to throw up. I'm worried that people are going to be watching this thing. They're going to do it, Papi. They're going to
do it to you, and you're going to die horribly.
I am going to die horribly. What am I going to do?
There's going to be more cyclones than you have roaches.
Oh my god. Well, with that, of course, DPG are going to be able to take a lead in the series. Cure takes a lead in the series. Reynor, his time on this earth, it's finite. You know, he is not long. It's over. He's gonna end it, Papi.
His soul has left him. Cure has taken it. But Cure, of course, Reynor has a chance to redeem himself here.
His soul has left him. His spirit is gone. Oh, it's only Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that's left. But yeah, Reynor, as you said, he needs a moment. I don't blame him. He needs to stand up, just take a bit of a walk, you know, around the apartment. Just take some deep breaths, and try and bring it all back here for the next game. It is going to be his map pick, but I believe he won't be able to pick Dragon Scales if that was crossing his mind. Gonna have to pick a different map for a different strategy.
Yeah, there are going to be plenty of options here, plenty of nasty maps. I believe it was... Yeah, I think it was KaiZi who banned out Altitude, so he should have that available to him.
Yeah, if he wants to go for Altitude, he could. That's definitely an option. I'm thinking one of the two extremes, right? I'm thinking he goes for Altitude, or he's angry and he's upset and he's going to go for Neo-Humanity.
That would be kind of wild.
Yeah. Like, Reynor, he's known to sometimes be a little bit angsty, you know, to be a little bit aggressive. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for a smaller map. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a few different options here. I think it'll be okay. I mean, that wasn't the biggest map either. It looked like he wanted to play a bit more of a drawn-out game.
Definitely, yeah. I can definitely see that. So, oh boy, Reynor just needing a little bit of time to himself. I say some time to himself. It's also possible that he's experiencing some latency issues. You know, we saw him turn off his camera to help deal with it, and it's possible that he wants to maybe restart his router and clear things up for the next game, especially because this next game is going to be pretty important. he needs to make things as easy as possible for his teammate, for Oliveira, moving forward. He doesn't want to get too old. He doesn't want Oliveira to have to face down 2 dragons.
Yeah, definitely. It's really important for him that he keeps this all tied up and takes out Cure as well.
Oh. And there we have it. The map of choice is going to be Altitude. So it is going to be the much larger map. Reynor wants to get into a longer game. He wants to get comfy in Altitude.
Yeah, but I mean, the scary thing is, what if Cure just does that again? What if he sees Altitude, sees the giant map, sees that Reynor wants to go for a longer game and goes, okay, gasless 3cc.
He wouldn't do it twice, would he? Maybe he is that insane. You know, it is. You know, we did have confirmation earlier. This isn't Cure. This is Gumiho with a mask.
Yeah, but on the other side of the map from him, it is the former world champion. It is KaiZi Gaming's Reynor.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Altitude LE, we have his opponent representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming. It is Cure.
Do it. I mean, CC first makes a lot of does make a lot of sense on this map, and there we go. He is going to be going for the CC first once again.
Yeah, it does make plenty of sense. The first piece of the puzzle has been thrown down, but Reynor is going for a gas first opener. Let's go!
Mate, he's too smart. He knows the Cure can't help himself that he has to go for that CC first once again, and he is looking to punish.
So I like this because I was anticipating a Roach push, right? Like in my mind, I'm like Roach push, Neo Humanity, it makes sense. But what you want to do is you don't want to show your hand. You don't want to show your cards. You want to lure your opponent into a false sense of security, and that's what you do when you pick Altitude.
Yeah, for sure. It feels like the mind games have really worked out perfectly here for Reynor. And if Cure is going to be just as greedy, he will be in a world of trouble. I mean, at least this time he's going to be throwing down the double gas. We don't see a second Rax just yet, so it does look like it's going to be a 1-1-1 setup. That factory, of course, will be a little bit delayed compared to a normal fast expand.
Yeah, it is going to be a little bit later. Meanwhile, we are not going to be saving our gases. Ling's speed is on the way here, so no Roach Warren going to be in sight. We are just pointing out that Cure did not go for an SCV scout either, so he is in the dark. And what's important is that Reynor, he actually did pull out a gas, so he's not going to be committing into a Bane Bust, just Ling speed and then transitioning from there into a macro game.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate for him because, well, his CC is going to be finished, so he is going to be able to deny some mining time, but I don't think apart from that he's going to be able to get too much damage. So definitely want to be seeing him going into maybe a fast third, or if he's going to stay on 2 base, some aggression along the lines of something like even mutas here could be kind of nasty.
Yeah, it definitely could be. Personally, I was hoping that Reynor would stay in gas and be a little bit more aggressive, but alas, that is not meant to be. So Reynor, he's actually going for a Ling Flood. This is crazy. Oh my god.
Yeah, this is really wild. This is quite an unusual thing to go for against Terran.
Yeah, typically this is paired with a Baneling Nest, so you can bust on in and shut down those walls and get Lings in every single mineral line. So very odd choice here for Reynor. We'll see if he can pull it off. He is droning behind this, but he did cut drones pretty early on, which means he needs to kill a lot of workers.
Yeah, he's on
up.
20 drones. I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah. I don't think this is... Even if he kills all these SCVs, it's not necessarily going to be enough here. And he will get a lot of worker damage, don't get us wrong. He may even force a liftoff. Does catch one of these Hellions.
Yeah, not bad. Going to be getting a few workers, going to be getting the Hellions, going to be denying the mining down here as well. But that's most of the Lings taken out.
Well, a lot of the Lings are actually waiting right now. He wants to try and bait the Hellions onto the low ground. He wants to try and go for a bit of a surround. And there we go. He pulls the trigger, but oh no, Cure. He smells that something is wrong.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think Reynor really has enough here either.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. And it's going to be Hellbat Marauder coming out from Cure. This is brutal. This is absolutely an awful situation for Reynor here because he's not going to be able to piece this together. He's going to be droning hard behind the pressure that he just committed, thinking that he has enough lings to be safe here. And this is a very committed pressure coming out from Cure.
Mate, is it just going to be a 2-0? Like, there are no banelings that are going to be ready for this. The queen count is going to be quite low because of the opener. Roach Warren is thrown down, though, so he will have access to roaches. That he will have something.
It's not going to be in time.
Yeah. He needed it to be a little bit earlier, but we'll see. We'll see if he can buy some time. The Hellions are going to be moving out, though. We do see a bit of a scout here in the middle of the map. Reynor setting up a bit of a run by.
Yeah, this run by is pretty nasty. There's no wall. The Hellions are not ready. There's no backup wall either, so these are going to be able to get on top of the workers.
Oh, they are getting on top of the workers at the same time. Cure's main push is on the way. The Roach Warren fishes up now. We need those roaches. Reynor supply blocked. Okay.
Oh, okay. He's got the extra supply there. He does manage to clear that out. And with that, Akio going to be charging on into the main. Really nice defense from Reynor. Just going to be giving up this natural, trying to evacuate as many of those drones that he can. But these queens are in a world of trouble. These roaches, if they can be split up from each other, could be in a lot of trouble as well. Reynor doing his best to try to attack with everything at once, and he should be able to get that done. 11 SCVs have gone down. Kyo needs to get a little bit of drone damage.
Yeah, exactly. Reynor's doing such a good job at slowing this down, at picking this apart, at forcing Cure to be a little bit indecisive. He's focusing down the medevac, and it looks like he will get it.
Wow, the medevac going to be going down. We have a couple marauders still remaining. A couple of hellbats too. They are not going to be able to get healed, though. A few more lings going to be coming out to clean this up, and this was a brilliant defense from Reynor.
Wow, that was so clutch. He didn't scout this whatsoever until it was in his face, but he had that roach one on the way, and apparently it was in time. He only loses 2 drones.
Yeah, really clean defense coming out from Reynor. First couple Banshees going to be hitting the field. We do have Cloak coming out for Cure as well as a 3rd CC behind this, but feels like the damage has been done here for Reynor. We still don't have a wall.
No, the wall is not a wall. Oh my god, the Lings are flooding on in. 2 Hellions are about to pop out in a couple of seconds, but before that happens, a couple of the mules are going to be focused down. Meanwhile, we do have a counterattack here. Drones are also falling for Reynor.
Yeah, a few of those drones going to be going down. We do see a layer going up for Reynor. A couple of spores going to be committed as well. 9 drones going down in total. Definitely some decent damage here for Cure.
Yeah, Reynor, he did not split up his drones when he pulled them away from that mineral line. They were bunched up, so an ideal scenario for Cure. He is still in this 9 drones. That's a lot of damage, and he is doubling down on the harassment. He's working on speed for his Banshees.
Yeah, Banshee speed on the way. 2 more factories being thrown down as well. So going to be looking for that more dynamic style of mech is Cure. Just continuing to get the harassment done with the Banshees. This is a great sport positioning for Reynor, but only 1 queen that will be going down. And the queen damage that he got earlier with the Hellbat Marauder is starting to make this get out of control.
Yeah, this is getting out of hand really quickly here. Cure doing so much damage with these Banshees, getting the drone kills, getting the queen kills, even denying a gas geyser as well. And things are only going to get worse for Reynor once speed kicks in.
Yeah, there is not that many queens. I really like the way that he's got the spores set up here as well to help push back the Banshees. But if Reynor can't get that queen count up, these Banshees can start to pick them off.
Oh, exactly. Meanwhile, shout out to Hodja. So you're going to zoom on those logos, but a lot of Hellions are on the way as well. What is the ground army looking like for Reynor? I know he's been hyper-focused on queen production, but he needs roaches in position as another wave of Hellbats are on the way.
Yeah, Cure continues to put the pressure on. He's going to be running in here with the Hellbats. Should have those Banshees coming in there as well to support Reynor. Going to be quick with that drone pull. He has been very sharp on the defense so far.
Yeah, quick to pull away, quick to pull in as the Hellbats are forced back. The Queens rotate with these Banshees, and the Banshees do no damage. The Hellbats also don't do any damage either.
Yeah, great anticipation for Reynor there, having those Queens and the Overseers ready in the main. He knows, of course, that he is covered here by the spores. And, oh, here we go. We're going to be having Dropper Lord sending Queens across the map. Fantastic punish for the mech here. This is such a good response for Reynor.
Oh my god, this is gonna get crazy. Is it gonna be enough though? Because what is that? 5-6 Banshees already out here for Cure. That is so much DPS. Are there even gonna be enough queens to deal with this for the time being? It looks like there is detection available here for Reynor as well.
Yeah, and here we go. The Roaches are starting to attack here on the third. They will be taking out a few of those SCVs. The Banshees here trying to pick up some reinforcements. The third has to be given up for Cure here, and those queens are still on the way.
Yeah, what do we have to defend? We have one tank on the high ground at the natural, but we have a couple of Ravagers on the way as well. A second tank pops out. Cure is knocked down to 2 bases, but I don't know if Reynor can really break this natural.
Yeah, I mean, those tanks are in a very good location there. We do have these SUVs being pulled as well for Cure, but Reynor going to be breaking through. Really nice bios there, putting so much damage down on those Hellbats. He is starting to lose his lair to the Banshees, but how much damage can he get on the front?
Yeah, a lot of SCVs are going down. The Lings are coming in to reinforce. Biles are going to be connecting on one of those tanks, but not enough Biles. Reynor is not giving up, though. He loads up with those Dropper Lords. He wants to drop on top of the tanks.
Yeah, the SUVs creating a little bit of a buffer there are going to be able to push away from the tanks. Cure going to be getting that win. The all-in does not work out. GG is called, and DPG fights back.
GG. Oh my god, did we have to commit to the all-in? I mean, Reynor, he made the decision, he went for it. Unfortunately, back at home, he was up in workers, but there was no answer to all of those Banshees. They were sniping the lair, and they were going to get more hatcheries where that came from as well. Cure knocks out Reynor 2-0.
GG, and that is a huge scalp there for DPG. The pressure is on Oliveira now.
Oh boy. I mean, that was a pretty close game. That was pretty close. Like, it was very impressive that Reynor was able to defend the initial push, the initial Hellbat Marauder counterattack. It was very, very impressive to see Reynor pull that off. And I think we were both still behind the decision making to go for his counterattack. He was denying the third, but he had decided that he wanted more than that. Clutch defense there by Cure.
Yeah, clutch defense gets those tanks out in time, manages to put things together just at the last minute there. And I mean, those 5 Banshees, they were the money makers there. Cure with a little bit of a 2-0 upset over Reynor with some sneaky builds. And now we surely are going to be getting Cure versus Oliveira.
Yeah, Oliveira is the last player left for KaiZi Gaming, but the question is he awake? Is he awake? It's getting pretty late in the land of China, and Oliveira was saying himself that he was a little bit tired. He was yawning. He was rubbing his eyes. He may have gone to bed. He needs to be roused, Papi. We need the Oliveira sign to shine into the night to awaken him.
Mate, he's just sleeping at the computer. He is always in a constant state of readiness to play some StarCraft.
Let's go, Papi. Let's go. Oh, God. So Oliveira versus Cure is going to be a TVT. It's going to be pretty sick, especially because Oliveira has been popping off recently in the TVTs. He was even interviewed about that. They were asking him questions, and Oliveira was stating that he was just practicing with anyone he could. Maru, with Gumiho, with Bunny, whatever Terrans would accept him. And because of that, he has a lot of experience with them. He's just had such a massive crash course of TVT, and he's looking pretty insane. Arguably best TVT in the world. Arguably.
Yeah, I mean, Maru would normally have that title, but Oliveira looking extremely strong against Maru in the last few weeks. Also, having a look at the groups from IEM, Oliveira was in the same group as Cure. 2-0'd him when they met last, so got to be feeling confident.
Yeah, he's done it before. He needs to do it again. A 2-0. 1-1 is not going to be good enough, because if we do get a 1-1, then of course we get down to the revives, and we don't want to be, or Oliveira doesn't want to be in that position, not this early on in the Team League match. Oh boy. So yeah, things are going to get pretty intense here. I just want to see if Dark is going to show. Like, I want Oliveira to do well. I want him to 2-0, and then are we going to see Jesse? Is that going to happen?
Yeah, but here he is, Oliveira, the king.
Oh, Here we go. The IEM champion Oliveira is going to be coming out here for his team. The final player KaiZi has to offer. And Cure is fighting back.
He is fighting back, and here we go. We are going to be having this TBT starting up. It's going to be on Ancient System.
Oh, one of the larger maps here. Cure has been flexing a lot of mech. We haven't seen too much. Well, I don't think we've seen any TBT mech so far in this entire playoff bracket, but that could change here and now.
And we saw Special Try, but I don't I can see why you might have forgotten about it, because Oliveira made it look like
He made it look forgettable, mate. Yeah. I mean, that was the two port into. Did he have multiple factories? I guess he had more than one factory. Yeah.
It was the Banshee cycling game.
Yeah, that's it. Banshee cycling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I did want to forget that game. Oh no, it's coming back. It's coming back.
Ah.
What?
You heard him.
That doesn't count. Oh my god.
I think he killed him before he could get into multiple factories.
Yeah. As we are getting into our next series here, the TBT between KaiZi and DPG.
KaiZi Gaming versus Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Game 4. Let's start the game.
Let's start the game.
Yeah.
As here we go, spawning in the top right-hand corner of the map, he is the Terran in the blue for KaiZi Gaming, Oliveira.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ancient Sister, and we have his opponent representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, DPG. It is Cure.
Alright, so we do have a little bit of a bigger map here. It'll be interesting to see how the two players want to approach this. Oliveira has been going more for the double gas, has been going more for kind of, I don't want to say more aggressive styles, but looking to get the punish when necessary versus the fast expand, but actually going to be going for the fast expand himself on this map.
Yeah, here we go. We do see Cure is the player to go for the double gas, and Oliveira goes for the Rax expand. So it's going to be a little bit more, or at least we're going to be focusing a little bit more on Cure in the early game to see what damage he can get done to try and make up for that little bit of an economic deficit.
Yeah, exactly. And Cure, he is a player that likes to go for a lot of different aggressive builds in TBT, quite often going for 5 Reaper, 3 Hellion openings, even 7 Reaper, 4 Hellion with a Medevac sometimes. There's a lot of different things that he likes to go for that have him on the front foot here.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of little different things. Oh boy. So what exactly will it be? Again, TBT can be quite flexible. There's a lot of different openers. You know, you got the 2-port builds with the Vikings. You know, we had a Gumiho flaunting a more biocentric kind of play instead. We have seen some 2-1-1s thrown in here, as crazy as that sounds. Even some mech, papi, some mech. Oh.
It's certainly possible here, but so far pretty standard builds coming out from the two players. Cure is going to be going up into Reapers and Hellions. Oliveira getting that bunker down for that extra safety.
Yeah, playing it safe and sound. Ooh. Meanwhile, Oliveira comes out ahead in this Reaper skirmish. Cure forced to back the hell up.
Yeah, Cure got to be careful, especially if Oliveira can cut those corners, but it looks like that healing will kick in before that can be taken out. Would have been a bit of a disaster there, as we do see, Cure trying to get out onto the map, trying to get a bit of pressure going. It'd be interesting to see if he wants to go for a tank drop or anything like that to try punish this.
Yeah, we'll see if he does go for it. Meanwhile, oh my god, once again, Cure taking a lot of hits to the face, does keep all of his units alive, just barely. One of those Reapers is now deep in the red. Oh, as he's getting into his 1-1-1.
Yeah, the Observer was showing it off a little bit there as well, but that's a trick that I've only really seen Oliveira do. He likes to put an SCV in the bunker, so it shows the bunker is lit up, even though there's no units in it. It's kind of like it's a little bit of a fake out there.
Oh my god, the brain is big, Papi. But before that happens, we do see Cure just runs past the bunker. He dives on in, and he will be able to get one Hellion there for his troubles. Is trying to get a bit of economic damage done as well. Is going to get one SCV and some lost mining time.
Yeah, but with that, he is going to be hemmed in here by Oliveira. Does manage to get out, almost get out.
One Reaper was able to get out, but nice target firing there from Oliveira, able to punish that push there from Cure. The Reaper, though, isn't done. Sips into the main base and is going to be able to lay this third CC.
Yeah, checks out the SCV making the third CC. That is going to be replaced pretty quickly by Oliveira. But, it's going to get another one. And Cure kind of dancing all over the world champion here.
Oh my god, yeah, flexing a little bit. He doesn't just get 2 SCVs, he delays the third, he gets a full scout of the main base as well. Beautifully done.
Yeah, and with that, he's going to be looking to keep that pressure up. I think he's going to take that third on location. There we go. So that should be able to make up the deficit in build time. Makes a lot of sense as well, just because he's a bit further ahead in the tech. He should have map control here.
Yeah, and that map control he does. Meanwhile, Oliveira, he's still just trying to ramp up into things, throwing down his additional Raxes. So there was going to be mech. It is not going to be from the side of Oliveira. Instead, just going for the add-on switch, going straight into that stim.
Yeah, interesting. Oliveira going to be throwing down a few extra Raxes. Looks like he wants to be going into this Marine medevac style that has been quite popular lately.
Yeah, definitely. So he's gonna have Stim a little bit earlier than his opponent, but only a little bit. Cure not too far behind with his own timing. I love the picture-in-picture here just to look at that. Oh wait, no, that wasn't the picture. That was a screenshot of the SCV in the bunker.
Oh, they're showing that off. That's cool.
Yeah. I was a little bit
cool
confused.
Trick. Oliveira's
Yeah.
Oliveira's always done that. I mean, he was doing Rax Expand quite a while ago, like when it arguably wasn't as good. But yeah, he's kind of always done that trick, and it's a very weird trick that's particular to him. I wonder if players are aware that he does that and they can punish it though.
Yeah, I wonder. It's something that you'd probably have to study Oliveira quite a bit to figure out. Yeah, my brain was breaking when we saw the picture-in-picture because I'm like, that's not accurate. Like, that's not what we're seeing. Why is everything frozen? It's like, oh, I understand.
Wait, the normal time continuum doesn't apply to Oliveira.
Not anymore, mate. He is done with time. Time is old news, mate. You know, it comes and it goes. He has superseded that, clearly.
Yeah, but all in all, we actually have ourselves a very evenly matched TVT, looking neck and neck on workers, on army, even on that tech with the 1-1, with the stim on the way. A little bit earlier for Oliveira, but nothing too significant here. And looks like Cure might be looking to be the defender.
Yeah. I mean, you know, that's kind of told to us by his defensive position, by the turrets that are on the way, missile turrets and watch towers, sensor towers as well. Meanwhile, the first wave of medevacs are coming out, so finally the players can be active on the map. This kind of stalemate that we've seen here should be coming to an end, as we do see Oliveira catching some DPS there on that medevac, who even catches the Cyclone.
Yeah, both players just moving around with these double drops there. Looks like Oliveira just a little bit more confident, a little bit more assertive with his units. Is going to be taking the better trade there.
He's like, get out of here. What, you think you have map control? Nah, mate. This is my map, Papi. As the armies are going to be clashing a little bit here. The Cyclone finally does go down from Oliveira, but he just has a little bit too much. 1-1, barely kicking in towards the end of that fight.
Yeah, Oliveira just a little bit faster, a little bit cleaner with that timing. Is going to be taking a nice trade now, bringing all the tanks, looking to snowball this fight in his favor.
Oh, does he have enough to snowball? The tanks are in position. The Ravens for Cure are moving on forward. We have the disables already thrown down.
Yeah, he's going to be charging in. Oh, no, for Cure. He went for the double disable on the same tank, I believe. Maybe a little bit nervous. Took out the Ravens as well, but it's going to be more than enough. A lot of those Marines of Oliveira are going to be going down. Good amount of tanks here for Cure. He can just push forward and clean this up.
Yeah, the tank count is just a little bit too good. Cure is going to be able to hold on, but Oliveira was able to snipe some units. Again, they did trade their Ravens. Oh.
Yeah, Oliveira's medevac with the Marines going to be going down before he can get out of there. So looks like Cure finding himself with a bit of a lead. Does have a pretty significantly higher tank count, and it's going to be his turn to push out across the map.
He's got double the tank count that Cure has. Of course, it's not all about those tanks. You know, as long as Cure is in position, he can hold a defensive line even with fewer tanks. But we'll see if he's going to be able to pull that off because Cure is knocking on his third base. And Oliveira doesn't even have everything at home to defend. He's going for a double drop across the map.
Yeah, this double drop going to be putting some pressure on this third. We even see Oliveira a little bit of nervousness there, I think, floating that Rax out when it was going for an add-on swap. And Cure going to be pushing on through there. SCVs have to be pulled, but this tank line goes deep. Those SCVs are going to get minced.
Oh my god, the SCVs, the boys, that was not the time to pull them. They all go down, but the majority of the Marines have fallen for Cure, so he can't really push on forward from here. Oliveira's going to be able to hold the line, and he was able to kill even more SCVs across the map.
Yeah, some really good damage coming out for Oliveira there. So these two players so evenly matched here, but Oliveira, he is way ahead when it comes to that worker count. Cure, unfortunately, not able to save his tanks from this Liberator. Oliveira desperately trying to hold on to this position.
Yeah, he killed 22 workers across the map with that double drop. It was a risky move, but a move that really did pay for itself and worked out it just worked out so well for Oliveira. We do have a fourth CC already on the way, in position, saturated. Oh.
Yeah, these players both going up into the fourth at the same time, both getting the 2-2 at the same time. We're even going to be seeing these two Liberators crossing in the night. Oliveira's turret is well positioned to put some damage on that.
Oh, yeah, unfortunately for Cure, there's barely any HP left on that Liberator. It is going to be cleaned up and finished off. Oh, no, barely going to be able to escape into that dead space. Meanwhile, Oliveira is still being active on the map, moving out towards the bottom right-hand corner.
Yeah, pretty funny to see both these players going for such similar moves. It seems like they have a very good grasp on how each other play. This Liberator for Oliveira going to be getting some good damage over here at the fourth, as he does look to move in with the double drop on the right-hand side as well.
Oh, he scans ahead of time. He sees how bare bones this location is. The tanks were out of position, and 10 more SCVs are going to be going down due to these Marines as well as that Liberator.
Yeah, nice work coming out from Oliveira. That Liberator is going to be going down. Cure looking to make some moves of his own.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like, both players have been playing pretty similarly, but it feels like Oliveira has just been finding these opportunities and taking advantage of them, but that may just end here. The tanks, oh my god, they're left exposed! No!
Oh, these tanks are so exposed. Cure going to be jumping straight on top of those. 3, 4 of those going down right away, and there's more than enough Marines here to sway the fighter. Looks like Cure is doing it. He is breaking through. The supply for Oliveira plummets. He is still slightly ahead when it comes to the workers, but that was an insanely efficient trade there for Cure.
That may just be game. Losing 4 tanks for free for Marines of all things is never something you want to be seeing in a TVT. Oliveira now, any kind of map control, any kind of momentum that he had is gone. He has to back off and be defensive.
Yeah, that Liberator. It is battered and bruised, but it is not given up. We have that Bruce Willis diehard Liberator getting back in there in the main. Cure continuing to put the pressure on, but Oliveira coming in for a big surround. Snipes out all the medevacs. Is going to be taking down these Marines as well. So beautiful, efficient fight there coming out for him, but in the time that it took him to set that up, Cure going to be putting some pressure on this fourth, and I think this fourth is in trouble now.
To be fair, I could be mistaken, but I don't think... Okay, never mind. There are Marines here to support all these tanks, and my god, how many tanks there are. Oliveira cannot break this position. He has to give it up. He is going for a counterattack instead, trying to force a pseudo-base trade. But this counterattack, it's so delayed.
Yeah, there's just not enough here for Oliveira. I think Cure is doing it. Cure is putting his team in an incredible position to take another World Team League down, as he is going to be taking out Oliveira. I mean, Oliveira, even if he does go down here, still will have another chance to take out Cure, but this is just huge for DPG.
It really is. Planetary is going to be going down. Oliveira is trying to fight his heart out, but Cure has more than enough to defend his natural base. He has more than enough to apply pressure on the natural of Oliveira, and Oliveira has to turn around.
Yeah, his tank position for Cure is brutal here. He's managed to keep alive a decent number of his Marines as well. We are going to be having a few Liberators coming out here for Oliveira as he does go for this drop to try to clean this up, but this is not going to be an efficient trade. It's not even going to be a trade. He is losing everything here, and I think with that, we're going to see GG.
Yeah, Cure just has far too much. He came so prepared to this Team League match, 2-0ing Reynor, and now taking the first game against the world champ himself. Hero who? Dark what? Nah, mate, it's all about Cure.
Yeah, Cure is doing it now. Oliveira, he is hanging on. He does not want to give up without a fight, but there we go. The GG is called, and a Cure, bit of a dark horse here for this DPG team, is really making it happen.
Yeah, damn, Cure. Not a lot of eyes were on him. You know, everyone was talking about Hero. Even the interviewers were talking about Dark. No one was really talking about Cure. And he's like, mate, you know, I'm also up there. I'm also a GSL champ. You put some respect on the name. And yeah, Cure, could he be the one to just clean sweep and shut down the ace player of KaiZi Gaming, to shut down the world champion?
Yeah, I mean, with that, we are still going to have another game. It's going to be Oliveira's map pick here as well, but KaiZi Gaming, their backs are up against the wall. This is nothing too unfamiliar for them. Of course, they were in a similarly rough position against Onside, and they were able to make the comeback here, but it's all going to come down to these next few games. Dragon Phoenix and KaiZi Gaming, what an incredible run for KaiZi.
Already making it to the grand finals is already an amazing run, and Oliveira even said in the interview after they knocked out Psystorm Gaming that they are more than happy with how far they have gone already this season. But I'm sure they're still hungry for more. I'm sure they still want more. Oliveira, he needs to win this next game to force the next player. Regardless, after this, we're going to have to be seeing a revive, which doesn't necessarily have to be Oliveira. It could be one of the other players. And looks like he has chosen his map.
Yeah, there we go. We're going to have Babylon here. This is a map where that kind of two-base all-in style has been quite popular. The 3-1-1 drops and pulling your opponent apart can be pretty scary on this map just because it's that much smaller.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe because it's smaller, this maybe could favor Oliveira just because of the high intensity gameplay that he typically goes for. What I will say is that I am concerned that he is being worn out. Like, it has been a bit of a marathon. It has been a bit of an endurance test this entire weekend. Unlike KaiZi, DPG have been able to rest on up and prepare for one day of play, as in the bottom right hand corner we have the ace player for KaiZi Gaming, Oliveira.
And in the top left hand corner of the map, trying to make that comeback here for DPG, trying to smash their way through KaiZi Gaming. This is a Cure.
Let's get this show on the road. As Oliveira, again, over the past couple of days, he's been taking down some big names, some titans in the scene. Day after day, game after game, and now here he is, the final stretch. The finishing line is within sight, but Cure stands before him, and Oliveira, he's got to bring it back here and now.
Yeah, and you were talking about it before, Cure being so well prepared, really coming here with the builds, and once again, bringing out a bit of an offbeat build. Going to be going for a gas first here. Now, there's a few different things this can be. It's usually going to be Reactor Hellions, but it could be Reactor Hellion Raven, like we saw Oliveira bring out earlier in the series. Or it could also be a Hellion Marauder all-in.
Oh, yeah. There are definitely options here available for Cure, depending on what he wants to go for. Again, just a much more aggressive opener overall. Much more economic opener here for Cure. Oliveira just going for those gases.
Yeah, Oliveira going to be getting that factory just a little bit faster. I mean, with the gas burst from Cure, he is going to be able to get that factory reasonably fast as well. Oliveira going to be sending out this Reaper, just looking around for proxies, so isn't quite going to be able to piece together what's happening yet.
Yeah, he's still a little bit in the dark, again, Cure has a little bit of leeway to go for a proxy and get a cheeky win, so makes sense that Oliveira would be scouting around his bases, would be checking those third base locations. Of course, he isn't really coming across anything, so he can look to breathe a little bit easy. Little does he know about that faster gas from Cure.
Yeah, so there we go, the double Hellion's going to be coming on out here for Cure. Does look like it might just be a bit more of a defensive setup for him. Oliveira himself is going to be going into that mine first, and yeah, last time I saw him on this map, he did go for a 2-base all-in. It'd be really interesting to see how those two builds match up.
I personally, I cannot wait to see if that is going to be the case. For the time being, again, that mine is just going to be hyper defensive, just in case we did see a commitment into Hellions and Reapers, and going up that ramp would be a tough ask for the attacking player. So Oliveira to start things off just being that much more safe.
Yeah, it does feel like Oliveira a little bit tired now, getting a bit fatigued by all of these days in a row, maybe all the interviews that he's been having as well, but he is just going to be scrapping this last couple games out for his team. We do see he's going to be going for a bit of a faster Cyclone, going into those Marines as well. As for Cure, just getting Hellions and Ravens out, a bit more of a defensive style, does really well against Reaper Hellion, and should be able to get himself some map control as well, but nothing too crazy aggressive.
Yeah. I guess the big things are, he's going to have faster Ravens, so he's going to have more energy banked up. He's going to have more kind of flexibility and more kind of pushing power with that potentially as well, with what he can do with those spells. So we'll see as we go. The Raven is going to be moving out, looking to harass though.
Yeah, good little bit of harassment coming out from Cure. Still waiting to see for Oliveira whether he's going to be throwing down a third CC or instead throwing down some additional Raxes.
Yeah, we'll see what's going to be the option here. Meanwhile, we do see the Raven slipping into the main base. Going to be throwing down to the auto turret, and actually going to be getting a couple of workers here. 3 SCVs going to be going down. 4. Oh my god.
Yeah, good amount of those SCVs are going to be going down here, and behind this we do see that third CC going down for Oliveira.
Yeah, it is going to be thrown down here, so it's going to be a lot more economic-centric here with that third CC so far. I don't believe we've seen anything of the sort from Cure. He's just pumping out some tanks, working on, I believe, his next wave of Ravens as well, being quite active with his ground army, and there we go. Third CC on location once again.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense again here. Cure with a lot of map control, and he is going to be going for, both players actually going to be going for Vikings this time.
Yeah, so not really going to be focusing too much on any kind of drop play. We want that air superiority. We want that air control here in this TVT. We know how important it can be. Meanwhile, Hellion shots are going to be going off, picking off quite a decent amount of units, but they do take some tank shots to the face.
Yeah, some nice little trades going on there in the center of the map. Looks like Cure might have gone up to a bit of a higher Raven count there as well, but it is going to be Oliveira pushing out.
He is going to be pushing out, and yeah, I mean, we'll see who kind of catches who here for the time being. Here, they do end up scanning each other.
Yeah, big fight going down the middle of the map. Plenty of Raven matrices and turrets going down, but it looks like Akira is going to be getting the better of this one. Big sigh coming out from Oliveira. He is really disappointed with this one.
No, is it gonna end? Not like this, Poppy, not like this. We see the Vikings moving forward to try and pick off some of these Ravens, but no, they don't get a single Raven.
Yeah, all of those Ravens going to be surviving. All that stands between a cure and getting this a victory here is those two tanks here. Turret's even going to be thrown down to take out those SCVs. Looks like these Ravens are going to be cleaned up. This was a little bit wasteful here by Cure.
Yeah, overextending quite a bit, throwing away any kind of lead that he had. He did end up killing all the, or resetting the tank count, to be fair. And Oliveira did just barely hold on, but Kira behind this, his economy is superior. He is going to be just looking to regroup his army.
Yeah, Oliveira, he's holding on, but Cure still really far ahead. He's mining up plenty there. We can see just how bad that trade was there for Cure. Definitely would have been a better idea maybe to just go home, heal back up, and go for a push on the third. But he is just going to be continuing on, both players, just getting into that bio, getting into those upgrades.
Yeah, what I will say is because of that fight, because it went so well for Oliveira, like, he's still in this, you know? Like, suddenly, like, things aren't as dire as they were a couple of seconds ago. So Oliveira is going to be able to slowly work on his CC. He's going to be able to slowly just kind of catch back up in this game.
Yeah, exactly. But Kyo, he's looking to get that fourth on location. He's just looking to extend himself further and further into the lead. Oliveira just going to be sitting back, you know, playing a bit more of a defensive game.
Definitely. Much more defensive indeed. Things are going to be slowing down here as the production is going to be getting back up and running. We do see a scan just to confirm what exactly Cure is going for. No mech at all.
Yeah, no mech. We have that extra CC going down as well now for Oliveira. He's going to be adding on some additional Raxes, but Kyo just ahead in so many different ways now, and he can start to, you know, flex that lead by getting some aggression, getting some map control out on the map.
Yeah, still has to be careful. I mean, the double drop does get spotted here by Oliveira, so he's going to be able to respond. We do see a scan here at the third base. Secure maybe. Oh, God. He has to be careful. There was a flock of Vikings waiting there in that dead space.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to go for that double drop there. Oliveira has that angle covered very well. And yeah, we are just going to be seeing both players here trying to get into that fourth. A little bit of a push out from Cure here. I do feel like Oliveira, he is trying to get back into this game by hoping for Cure to take a bit of a bad fight again.
Yeah, just waiting for Cure to make the mistake, to maybe get a little bit overconfident and slip up a little bit. So Oliveira just looking for that opportunity, you know, as he's just continuing to ramp up here. Obviously, he's still behind, especially when it comes to the bases. He's still stuck on 3, but he's actually looking to wrap around and maybe catch this drop.
Yeah, sneaky moves coming out there, but it looks like Cure, I'm not sure if he's been seen coming down to this south side here. It does look like Oliveira going to be moving to the side anyway, just to help set up his bases. Clears out that spotter, but this is Cure's time to go. These tanks in a really nice position here, but got to be careful not to throw this away too haphazardly.
Yeah, I mean, Cure doesn't have a lot of Marines here, but it looks like he may just barely have enough. Oh my God. Oliveira trying to get on top of this, and it looks like he barely will clean up these tanks. He does drop on top of them.
Yeah, one of the tanks can be going down. Just one tank remaining with that Cure. Going to be starting to break through on the other side as well, but this does feel like it's what Oliveira needs to get back into this game. How he can make a comeback if Cure takes some bad fights here, and he is taking some slightly rough fights.
Yeah, honestly, if Cure had everything together, I do think he would have broken that fourth base, but because the majority of his Marines were not quite with his army, he had a really hard time protecting his tanks, and we saw how well Oliveira was able to trade. Can he do it again, as Cure is looking to go for that Doom drop into the main base?
Yeah, Cure setting up a bit of multi-prong pressure. He's going to be able to take out this sensor tower to the right-hand side here. The double drop will get in the main base unhindered. Oliveira going to be pulling back as fast as he can, but going to be losing a lot here.
Oh, yeah, a lot of these workers are going to be going down. Oh, my God. We see Cure's even trying to focus on that NG bay.
Yeah, just like that, 21 workers going to be going down here for Oliveira. He cleans out the Marines, but that was devastating damage.
Oh, Oh my god, exactly. We can't afford this. And oh, even a couple of Vikings getting caught out in the middle of the map as well. Oliveira being pulled apart at the seams. And Cure is now max. He's got his 4 bases. A 5th is on the way. Upgrades as well. Cure, he's getting ready to push.
Yeah, it does feel like a little bit of fatigue setting in for Oliveira, not quite as sharp as we've seen him previously. I mean, a lot of the mental does come into this. If he did say, that he's happy with how his team went. He wasn't really expecting to get the big win on this one, and I think having that mindset coming into a game can affect your play a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, it can kind of let the spirit within kind of seep away a little bit, and we'll see if he can still come back. Or do you see another drop going in towards the main base? Missile turrets are finishing up, but it looks like barely, not in time, I believe. Okay, only 2 Marines made it out.
Yeah, that last missile turret is going to finish up right in time. Oliveira going to be looking to clear this up, but Cure pushing on forward through the center. Plenty of those tanks going down. Oh, so many tanks going down for Oliveira. Massive Marine run by going to be coming in at the 3rd at the same time. Cure just pulling him apart.
Everything is on fire, mate. The drop into the main, the push towards the 3rd, the battle in the middle of the map. And Oliveira just doesn't have enough. We even have the Viking lead for Cure. It's something that Oliveira once had in this game, but no longer.
Yeah, Cure, playing such a dynamic offensive game here. Trying to eat up all the bases all over the map as well, going up into 6 bases, taking those extra CCs on location. Does have his Raven transition on the way as well. So just ticking all those boxes. And here we go. A bit of a desperation last move from Oliveira. We're going to have a massive Doom drop into the main, but Cure spots it.
Yeah, the Hail Mary play does go past one of these depots, but Cure, his depot may have seen it, but Cure did not. So Oliveira, he's going to be able to get a siege up in the main.
Yeah, gets a really nice position in the main at the same time. Going to be going for this Marine run by. Should be able to take this base. So really nicely done by Oliveira, looking to get a bit of the momentum back in his favor. Cure going to be taking his time with this defense, though.
Oh, he's going to be taking his time. All of the production is going to be going down. That 5th base did end up falling. Oliveira's trying to push in towards the 3rd as well. And can he pull it off? It looks like no, he cannot. More than enough Marines to protect that 3rd CC. But Oliveira's now going towards the south.
Yeah, he is, and he's got a lot of tanks here, so this could be a really difficult position for Cure to break. It looks like Oliveira, he's going to get in position, cutting Cure off with his reinforcements from defending this 4th base now.
Oh my god, the tank spread is insane for Oliveira. He is in position, is shelling away at that planetary, but he has to be careful not to get surrounded. Cure still has the supply lead.
Yeah, exactly, but we are seeing that these tanks are shelling away at the base. A lot of those SCVs going down. 11 SCVs have gone down. Viking's going to be pushing Oliveira back. He might want to just rotate down towards this bottom left-hand base, see if he can take that down. But no, just going to be pulling back for now. Maybe just regrouping. Doesn't want to throw away this army at the last moment. And he is, starting to make these baby steps towards getting himself back into the game.
Yeah, he needs to get the hell out of here. He needs to get back home and reinforce his army. He doesn't want to get caught with his pants down. Both players scanning each other, trying to find where each other are. Oliveira, once again, going for another counterattack.
Yeah, I love this. He is all over the map. Really trying to make life difficult for Cure. Doesn't want to ever fully engage him. Just wants to pick off these bases, pick off the economy wherever he can.
Yeah, and it looks like he may just get another one of these bases. Cure's not too far behind to protect that triangular 3rd base, but at least Oliveira is able to get a CC, and oh, he wants a little bit more. He's coming in from behind as well.
Yeah, looks like you're going to be cutting him off at the pass. Going to be taking down a lot of this supply, realizing that if Oliveira is going to keep going for these moves, if he can just crush these armies, then he'll be so far ahead. And he wins the fight on the right, wins the fight on the left. We do see him holding on here.
Yeah, Cure just solidifying his position here, swallows up one of those armies. I'm sure Oliveira, when he was coming in from behind, I'm pretty sure he was hoping that Cure was unsieged and racing to defend his base, but Cure was ready for him. He was ready for the army. Even here, the planetary basically killing all the Marines.
Yeah, Planetary going to deal with the Marines. We do have a Liberator down here for Cure as well. I'm not sure if he was able to notice that, but you can siege up that Liberator, and there it is. That is going to be a nightmare to deal with. Looks like the PF will go down.
Yeah, the PF is going to be going down at the same time. Ooh, Oliveira trying to slip in as well. Like, just the hyper-aggression here from Oliveira. He's trying to find some damage, and he is. But is it enough? Oof.
Yeah, the utility of the Ravens here for Cure might start to become overwhelming, but Oliveira, he has actually managed to tie up the supplies here. Snipes out one of those Ravens. Is going to be ducking on out of there, getting up his own 5th base as well. So, wow, he's actually gotten himself ahead on the base count somehow.
He's ahead in workers as well. Like, Cure has not been replacing and replenishing his SCVs as he's been losing them. And Oliveira, with this mass aggression style, it's working. He is finding damage, and Cure is no longer in the dominant position he once was.
Wow, and he's caught him completely out of position. This would be an insane comeback from Oliveira if he was able to do that. He's going to be charging straight on into the main, leaving those tanks a little bit exposed, but the orbital will be going down here.
Oh my god, there are tanks up in the main base. Oliveira doesn't have a way up. He's forced to fall back here to the safety of these tanks. Is going to be losing a lot in the retreat, but he got the base.
He did get the base, and he's getting more and more bases. He is finding a way back into this game for Cure. We can see the resource collection skyrocketing in his favor. This would be an absolutely insane comeback for Oliveira. It feels like he's had to play out of his mind to get himself back into this.
It's actually insane, mate. He was dead, puppy. He was down. He was basically out. But Oliveira says no, and Cure, he's trying desperately to rebuild his workers. He just now starts SCV production once again to catch back up, but he has quite a ways to catch up.
Yeah, indeed he does. And the regression coming out from Oliveira is not going to be letting up. He's going to be dropping on top of all these tanks, but no, Cure is in position.
Oh my god, Oliveira, he scanned ahead of time. He didn't see the army. This is not the fight to take.
Yeah, he was doing such a good job, but with that, look at the supply. Oliveira, it swings so badly away from him, and with the Ravens to disable the tanks here, I think this is going to be a clean finish here for Cure. Does he have the tanks to take out this PF, though?
That's going to be the question. He's got a lot of Ravens, he's got a lot of Vikings, not so much on the ground. But yeah, Oliveira was doing such a great job coming back in this game. He thought he saw an opening, but it was a trap. It was a trick. What he saw was an illusion. And oh boy, suddenly he's down 80 supply.
Yeah, and there we go. Cure going to be taking out that PF to the north. Oliveira once again going for a bit of a counterattack, but he might be sandwiching himself in here.
Yeah, Cure's reinforcements are coming in from the left-hand side. His army's coming in from the right as well. CC is going to be going down, and Oliveira's going to be able to catch all of these workers. So, you know, he's not dealing too bad damage. Oh, but what about the armies?
Yeah, what about those armies? We have those Ravens available for the disables on the tank. Looks like Cure not going to be pulling the trigger just yet. And weirdly enough, I mean, as much as he is that far ahead in the supply, Cure's economy is not doing too well here.
And to be fair, a lot of the supply is kind of tied up in all of these Vikings as well. So in a head-on engagement, they're not going to be the most useful. They are going to provide map control, sure, but with Oliveira's diving that he's been going for, like, these Vikings, they're I wouldn't say they're dead supply, but they're not the most useful supply right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing both players just shifting around their remaining supply, their remaining orbitals, I should say. Just trying to get that last little bits of mining. They are just so broke, they can't afford to make extra CCs right now. We just see Cure is going to be dipping in with that Liberator they did have down there for quite a while. But here we go. Oliveira, he needs to have some kind of huge counterattack, some amazing fight to get himself back in this. I mean, one good fight could really sway this in his favor.
Who's going to be caught out of position? That is the question. Oliveira once again is going towards the top left, which is exactly where Cure is ready and waiting for him. So this is not the angle that you are looking for. Oliveira has to rotate over towards a different position. This bottom left-hand base is looking quite exposed, so he could try to go for that. Ooh, as he picks up for a Doom Drop, does get scouted.
Yeah, the scan going to be picking that one up, but he is still going to go with this drop here, just heading down into the bottom left-hand corner of the map. Maybe just looking to split his forces up a little bit. Cure recognizing that, going to be rotating towards this 3 o'clock base.
Yeah, Cure, it looks like he's going to be threatening the 4th mining base here of Oliveira. He hasn't committed yet, but he's slowly powering through all those rocks. Oliveira is keeping up, though. He is getting his own defensive tanks in position.
Yeah, it looks like
is he
these
gonna do it
drops
again?
have kind of gotten away from Cure, but yeah, I think he might. It would be a really dangerous idea to go for that with all those Ravens, because they can just disable the medevacs.
Yeah, there's so many Ravens. He's got so many spells available to him. Oliveira, I thought he was going to go for a Doom Drop to hit one of the bases, but no, it looks like he wants to collapse on the army instead. Oh.
Yeah, this little Liberator from Cure does manage to get out of here, but there we go. Oliveira going for a massive surround. Every single tank going to be disabled by a Cure, but at the same time, these Marines starting to get on top of the tanks. Looks like the spread for Oliveira not quite going to be good enough here. The turret's going to finish the job. GG is called. Cure 2-0's Oliveira.
Oh, GG, well played. Oh, immersion, Papi. Cure does take it 2-0. Oliveira was fighting his heart out. He was straight up dead, but he was actually coming back in that game. It was insane to see. The comeback was almost real. And then he went for a very unfortunate Doom Drop on top of the tanks. He thought they weren't Marines, but they were there, Papi. They were Marines. Oh.
Yeah, a bit of a misplay there, but I mean, he played incredible just to get himself back into that game from the position he was in. Such great counterattacks all over the map, but a Cure, he holds on, he gets the 2-0, and he will be awaiting the revive of KaiZi. They have one last chance to win the World Team League.
One final chance, one opportunity. Who is it going to be? They've got some options. They've got Reynor, they've got Oliveira, and they have Spirit. And I'll be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Reynor. Oliveira isn't a bad player, and I do think that like these games have been pretty close. They've been pretty intense. But if he is feeling the fatigue seep in, then it might be wise to send out the young boy instead. Because, you know, he's still a strong player as well.
Yeah, I mean, either of them for sure. Both of them got 2-0'd. I feel like Reynor's might have been more towards the builds, but it's hard to say.
Yeah. Yeah, oh god, that was such an unlucky series. The builds are what really caught him out. Oh boy, so who is it going to be? Hero, once again, he's in bench, mate. Does he know that he left his camera on? That's the question. Are we gonna get an exclusive Hero sleeping stream? Maybe.
Oh.
Oh.
11.
Yeah, it looks like camera 11. Oh.
The numbers, what do they mean?
Oh my god, it's a sign, Papi. It's a sign. All right, we got to piece it together. Is it 11? Is it 1-1? 1-1-1? Terran opener? TVT?
True. True. Maybe.
Oh my god. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. As KaiZi, they got to make a choice. Got to make a decision here. A pretty important one. It is their revive. Uno más, papi. Uno más.
Uno más. And yeah, like you were saying, I wouldn't mind maybe bringing back Reynor. I mean, it would be a little bit out of left field, but the one person who hasn't had a shot at Cure is Spirit.
True. And Spirit did take down Mario. He did take a game. That's the scary thing, though, is that we need more than one game. I'm sure Spirit, he can provide a lot of support anyway. I'm sure if Oliveira was looking to be revived, then I'm sure he's going to be speaking with Spirit and maybe trying to come up with a solution to cure a bit of an answer to it, an infection, a disease.
I mean, we would be potentially looking for a team who can, looking for a player who can take out Cure, take out Dark, and then take out a Revive. Like,
yeah. And there is the scary thing about DPG. Every single one of the players is terrifying. Every single one of the players is a world champion, is a terrifying player to play against. Oh, so yeah, it's not easy, man. It's not easy. There's a reason why DPG, they are the 3-time World Team League champions.
yeah, exactly. They are a force to be reckoned with. Every single one of these players could be the one to just clean sweep any other team. It's a terrifying prospect, and a Cure looking like the one to really pop off this time, but it is far from over here.
It's far from over, mate. The Cure, he is not unstoppable. 'Tis not unwinnable. I believe, mate. I wanna believe here in the decision of KaiZi. Part of me wants a Reynor rematch. I'm sure he's really salty and upset about what happened there. In that series. God, that was disgusting. Cure, how could you do that to Reynor? Smooch.
It's so good.
3 CC, quadruple gas,
Yeah.
5 factory.
Get out of here.
It's crazy.
Powerful.
Oh my god. The next time you message, the next time I receive an Asher message, it's gonna be, Papi, give customs. I have something I want to try.
Yeah, I want you to do nothing. Stay at home.
Do what I normally do. Oh,
True.
Smooch. Oh boy. All right. Well, let's do some gambas. Asher, if you were a bunny, who would you pick as the player coming out as the revive for KaiZi?
Do I have to pick wrong? Is that how the bunny thing works?
Yes. Yeah, that's how it works.
Okay, my wrong pick is for KaiZi. They're gonna bring out. I don't even know who that manager is. Are they gonna bring out Xiaoxi?
Oh, Xiaoxi, there we go.
It's gonna be Xiaoxi. He's gonna be the one to take down Cure.
We need a show match. Xiaoxi against Enchant. That's what we need.
True.
The
Maybe they
team
can offer them
managers.
that.
Oh. We offer a truce. We have a treaty. All or nothing. We get the managers to play. And Kira's like, what?
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
winning.
don't worry about it, Cure. Cure, just go to sleep. Go rest.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's okay, puppy. It's okay.
We got this.
Oh god. All right. What about the anti-bunny? What's the anti? Oh, it's too late. Who's it gonna be? He wants his
Reynor
revenge.
it is.
Yeah, he wants his revenge again. Oliveira said it himself. He has been worn down. He's run out of steam. He's running out of energy. But someone who's always full of energy is the young stallion himself.
Yeah, there we go. So they are going to be arresting Oliveira. His job here in the World Team League is done. His watch has ended. He can finally, well, I want to say rest, but probably not rest. They'll probably give him more interviews. I'm sure he's got more press stuff to do.
KaiZi Gaming versus Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Game 5. Let's get the show on the road.
Let's get it on the road. Reynor, he was robbed, mate. His tournament run was stolen from this man here in the top right-hand corner on Ancient Cistern, representing KaiZi Gaming. It's Reynor.
And in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, bringing out the cheeky builds against Reynor last time. What is he got left in the world? This is DPG's Cure.
The battle mech, the greed, the banshees, the hellbat pushes, anything and everything that we've seen from Cure has been to make sure that Reynor can't play StarCraft. Reynor just hasn't been able to get into his game at all. And I think this also shows that he is fired up. He wants to redeem himself here against Cure.
Yeah, and I mean, Cure, once again here, is going to be going for that CC first build, so feeling very comfortable to just keep repeating this as well. Reynor not going to be going for any cheese to try to break it either.
Yeah, this time there's no early gases, no early pull, just a hatch gas pull opener from the Zerg player, so isn't going to be looking to be aggressive, and we are on Ancient Cistern as well, a bit of a larger map, does kind of lean towards, oh, never mind. We have a 2x follow-up from that CC first.
Yeah, there we go, continuing to mix things up, going to be going for that CC first 2-on-1 here, so a build that has been a little bit more popular lately and can be a very strong way to play this matchup. There's a few different options from here as well. Typically, you're just going to go into a macro biomine game, but there is also the option to go for a 2-base all-in off of this.
Definitely. I'm really curious to see if he does decide to go for a 2-base all-in, if he decides to throw down, I don't know, like say a third Rax as well. For the time being, is just pumping out that Reaper to move out across the map, get that map control. Reynor on the other side, everything's normal. Droning, getting a third.
Yeah, nice getting a Reaper with this build is going to be able to get a little bit of extra scouting, work out exactly what's going on across the map, but there we go, we do see a Tech Lab, Reactor as well, so he is going to be looking to get into that 2-on-1 setup. Nice early factory as well, the CC first does allow you to get that factory quite quickly.
Yeah, it's already on the way. Thankfully for Reynor, he does have an Overlord in position, and he will be able to slip into the main base. And this time, he should be able to figure out what the opener was of Cure.
Yeah, if you can spot these Raxes out, he'll be able to piece it together as we do see that Reaper. Going to be heading out across the map, trying to find that third, maybe put a bit of pressure on these Queens. And for Reynor, this is probably going to signify a CC first, seeing the Reaper come across the map so late as well. But he's playing a very standard game.
Yeah, very standard game. And even though Cure is mixing things up, I do feel like this is the most kind of the norm opener that he has gone for. It's nothing too terrifying. I mean, sure, 2-on-1, there is always potential for damage. But as long as it gets scouted, Reynor, I do believe he should be able to prepare. And the game shouldn't just necessarily end.
Yeah, Reynor should be fine against this. I'm more worried about what is going to be the follow-up. Do you see a Reynor just kind of floating around with this Overlord? Hasn't gone for the follow-up scout just yet. Ooh, okay. Actually going to be throwing down a Roach Warren behind this, so maybe a little bit fearful that it's going to be another all-in.
Interesting. Yeah, roaches can be great defensively, especially in these kind of these shorter moments of the game. We do see the Overlord going in, does get a full scout off, does confirm the 2-1-1.
Yeah, and I think Reynor might have cancelled his Roach Warren.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think he canceled and he threw down an Evo Chamber instead. So great reaction there. He doesn't waste his resources by allowing that Roach Warren to finish. So again, roaches aren't really what you want against a 2-on-1, especially a more macro-oriented build here.
Yeah, we do have that Carapace coming on out. Those medevacs going to be boosting, picking up the last few Marines to reinforce there as well. And yeah, you can see with the CC first, this 2-on-1 timing, it is very crisp. Even on a big map like this, he'll be hitting right on 5 minutes. Reynor doesn't quite have enough to deal with this yet.
Oh, the target firing is a little bit too good. One Queen goes down immediately. We didn't have a transfuse available. So nice pickups already here by Cure.
Yeah, definitely a good start. He's going to be going into that third CC pretty quickly as well. Has that third medevac on the way too, just to meet up with this. That does just increase the strength of this, of course. Reynor with a nice Link Scout, going to be spotting that. Does have that Bane Nest and should be able to mount a defense quite comfortably.
Yeah, should be able to pull that off. We do have Widowmines coming in to reinforce, though. Cure wants to press his advantage. He wants to try and find a little bit more damage. It is going to come down to how good this Widowmine shot is going to be if things do snowball. Otherwise, Reynor should be fine here to hold on to his base. He's just going to be losing some of that creep.
Yeah, Reynor morphing in, upgrading that Bane speed. And we are going to be seeing a few Banes being morphed in. I think he wanted to avoid making Banes if he could get away with it, but it doesn't look like it's going to be the case.
Yeah, and already Reynor stepping up a little bit. Another queen did get picked off. This time we do have transfuses, but despite the transfuses, a third queen goes down.
Yeah, so many Lings are being taken out here. We do have Bane speed. Still a little ways off. Reynor going to be looking for a little bit of a run by Oris around, but Curie's on top of this.
Yeah, the wall is a wall. What my shot's going to be going off as well. The Banelings are trying to waddle it in. Oh, we do have a connection.
Yeah, good connection there for Reynor. Is going to be relieving a good amount of the pressure.
Yeah, Cure is forced to back the hell up, but what does he back up into? He backs up into his reinforcements. Tanks are now pushing out here. They're going to be joining the fray. Ling Rumbai is going to be hitting this third base, and there isn't much here to defend. So Reynor is going to force some damage. He's going to kill some SCVs, but only 2 SCVs. This wasn't the most saturated third CC. Cure is more concerned with his bush.
Yeah, this is a massive push coming out here for Cure. It's going to be really important for Reynor that he gets up enough of the Banelings to deal with this and delays it for as long as he can. He does have a nice force here down to the bottom left-hand corner. It does seem like he is poised to at least counterattack, maybe even turn back and crush this.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to him turning around and going for a mass surround. Instead, he's just going to be ensuring that there is 0 mining at the third base. But that means that the Ling Bane isn't at home to defend. Evo Chamber is going to be going down. Oh, and Reynor, he still hasn't turned around with his army.
Yeah, no mining. Importantly as well, making sure that there will be no reinforcements coming his way. Looks like Reynor, yeah, a little bit indecisive as to what he wants to do with this army here. It's a very awkward tank position to engage with.
It really is, and finally he turns around. Finally is going to be looking to surround and crush and collapse upon Cure's army. No, actually, he's setting up to catch reinforcements. Oh, okay, here he comes.
Yeah, Reynor is trying to buy himself as much time as he can, but there we go. We're going to be pulling the trigger. We're going to be diving on these tanks down at the natural here. Nice split's going to be trying to save as many of those Banelings as he can, but the target fire from Cure is good, and we have another drop set up to the bottom right-hand corner.
Yeah, the drop is going to be moving in. We don't have any drones here. 0 saturation at this fourth, but can he focus down the hatchery itself? Oh, hatchery is getting quite low, just down to the halfway mark. It looks like Reynor's going to be able to force him back from here.
Yeah, I don't know if Reynor's misread this a little bit, but he's only on 60 drones here, so he's really not going to be able to keep up with Cure here. He needs to get some damage.
Yeah, exactly, and Cure, he comes back in. The Lings are once again out of position. The Queens are being focused down. Nice target firing on some of those medevacs, though. Both players, they do end up trading a little bit.
Yeah, decent trades, but how long can Reynor keep this up for on 60 drones? He needs to find a little moment here to sneak out some extra drones, and there we go. We do have 5 more being produced.
5 is okay, but ideally we would have a little bit more. Also, his upgrades are a little bit lopsided. Earlier, the second Evo Chamber was sniped at the third base. It only just now finished up, and +1 melee only just now starting.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, especially for the Banelings there. That does change the math a little bit once Combat Shield is up. And Cure's Marines are going to start to trade extremely well against Reynor once 2-2 finishes.
Yeah, Reynor's doing something a little bit wild. He's got Burrow and Pneumatized Carapace on the way. I think he realizes that he is falling behind, so he's going to be going for potentially some Baneling Mines and maybe even some Baneling drop play.
Yeah, interesting. A lot of different options here. Wonder if one of them was a misclick, actually.
It's maybe both, I don't know. As we do see, the 5th base is going to be cancelled. At the same time, though, Banelings are rolling on forward. Oh, going to be losing a lot of Banelings, though.
Yeah, really rough trades there for Reynor.
Oh, the mines! Oh my god!
Yeah, nice. Baneling mine actually gonna be getting some big connections there.
Oh, it was not a mistake. It was intentional, and now Cure has to be that much more careful here. He has to scan ahead of time. Doesn't want to be caught out by these borrowed Banes.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes things quite a bit more scary here for him.
Oh boy, it really does. And there we go, he does go for the scan, is reinforcing, is pushing out once again. Meanwhile, Reynor is setting up for a second surround, looking to come in from every angle.
Yeah, brutal fight here for Reynor. Going to be crushing on it through. Wow, so many Marines going to be going down here. And Reynor finding himself in a nice position here. He is still pretty low on drones. Kyo going to be taking some good trades. Good pick up there. Doesn't lose those Marines unnecessarily to the Banelings, but Hive is on the way.
There we go. Hive is on the way. It's going to finish up in a couple of moments. Kira does save the majority of his Marines, and this is where I worry. Sure, the tank count has been reset, but the man with gun is still going forward. The hatchery barely gets focused down.
Yeah, there we go. Kyo going to be redropping into the main as well, so it does have the opportunity now to shave off a good amount of these lings. Baneling's going to be coming in here to reinforce, so not too much to be done from now.
Yeah, but Cure is getting close to maxing out. Like, his macro has been insane. He's just keeping that pressure up, and Reynor, because of the low drone count, is struggling to keep up.
Yeah, exactly. That low drone count coming back to bite him, and he is teching pretty heavily in a few different directions. We have Vipers coming out. We have Lurkers on the way as well.
They are on the way. A lot of resources being spent in tech right now. Can he get away with that? Can he get away with investing into Vipers and Lurkers when we have a Terran knocking on his front door? Fifth base trying to be taken on the left-hand side, but we do have a drop ready for it. Banelings are rolling in, though.
Yeah, nice snipes here for Cure. Still a couple more Banelings there. Good little split off to the front there, and looks like Reynor might not have enough here.
Yeah, he has to split up his army a little bit better. He has to reinforce that right-hand side. Do you see a drop coming into the main base? We do have Vipers available, so they're going to be able to parasitic bomb. Finally, we have some form of anti-air.
Yeah, big parasitic bombs coming down. Cure doesn't notice in time that medevac with those Marines are going to be taken down. Reynor at the same time trying to pressure the army on this right-hand side.
Yeah, Kira just dipping on forward once again. I'm sure right now he really just wants to wait a little bit longer. There we go. +3 attack just finished up for Kira. +3 defense is a little bit later, and oh, he wasn't looking. Banelings do connect.
Yeah, good connections there for Reynor, and it has been a pretty solid last few moments for him all in all.
Yeah, exactly. He's been able to shut down the medevac drops into the main base. He's been able to find some Baneling connections here on the right-hand side as well. We do see him rolling on forward. The Hydras had been revealed. The Lurker Den is done, and the first wave of Lurkers are being produced.
Yeah, we do have Lurkers hitting the field now. And I think it's only the 2 Liberators here for Cure. No Ghosts, so this could get pretty nasty.
Yeah, his army can definitely get outscaled. Meanwhile, I don't believe there are any Banelings on the left-hand side, so this mass buyer army is going to be able to break on through, and Reynor has to give up the 5th.
Yeah, those Lings there get absolutely melted. We are seeing that tank being brought forward to help to be taken out by the Lurkers, but not the worst trades for that.
Yeah, meanwhile, the Banelings are rolling on forward. We do have some decent splits here from Cure. I mean, he got the hatchery, but he wants a little bit more than that. Hub pickup is going to be able to save the majority of the Marines. They actually go straight into the main base.
Yeah, Cure trying really hard to pull Reynor apart here. Going to be moving on forward with those Liberators. We do have parasitic bombs are going down, and I don't believe they're close enough to each other that they will be killed.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it looks like, oh, the Libs are just barely going to go down to the anti-air, to the power bombs. Reynor holds on, but we can see that he's being starved out right now. He is stuck on 4 hatcheries. He's desperately been trying to take a 5th for the past 5 or so minutes.
Yeah, I mean, Cure is just trying to keep the pressure up constantly. He is transitioning into Ghosts now as well.
Yeah, Ghosts are on the way, Cloak as well. They're going to be ready in time for those lurkers, and luckily for Kira, I don't believe there are too many lurkers out right now. Not yet. Reynor just really struggling to have the economy to sustain too many of them. But as the game goes on, that lurker count is going to get higher and higher.
Oh, big parasitic bombs going to be coming down as well. Need to get those bio out of those medevacs stat. We do see some pretty nice snipes coming out from Cure on those banelings, but it is just a matter of time before Reynor gets his 5th up. We do have a lot more ghosts coming out for Cure. I think if Cure can keep the momentum up with those ghosts, that's really going to help him out.
Oh, and as you say that, the ghosts are moving out. Nice scan there. It does catch those borrowed banelings. Reynor, he's forced to give up that position. He has to respect the bio army. A lot more lurkers are ready, though. So in a head-on engagement, I don't know if Cure can break this position. I don't know if he knows exactly where those lurkers are.
Yeah, looks like he finds them now. We are going to be having some snipes coming down as well. EMP is going to be hitting all those Vipers too, but that does look like that's going to be all of the ghosts going down. Does have a good concave. Going to be jumping on top of these lurkers. There should be enough here for Reynor, though, to defend the position.
Yeah, there should be enough to defend this hatchery, but Cure, he can just rotate over it. He can get on top of the high ground here. He can just bypass these lurkers.
Yeah, Cure trying to abuse the issues with the mobility now. Looks like the miner will be taken out by the lurkers before it can be dragged onto those drones.
Yeah, Cure has to be careful as well because Seismic Spines is done. Lurkers do have that additional range, so they have to be very careful with how they engage. A couple shots are going to be going off. This hatchery is getting low.
Yeah, Cure just hold position right on the edge of the range of this hatchery. You see that one Marauder just working away at it.
Oh my god, and here we go. No banelings, the lings run into a meat grinder. At the same time, the lurkers also do so much damage, but the 5th base goes down again. What is that, like the 4th or 5th time?
Yeah, that is brutal because Reynor, he's starting to mine out his other bases. He could be in some serious trouble now if he doesn't get that base back up and mining, and he's only long distance mining it at this point.
Yeah, he's never had a saturated 5th this entire game. Cure just doesn't let him. We do have a bit of a lurker counterattack, which I think is pretty important to try and force Cure to back the hell off so Reynor can expand. Oh, but the ghosts are coming in. Oh god.
Yeah, the ghosts are coming in. They are starting to snipe down these lurkers. Depending on how many go down here, Cure could be finding himself in a commanding position.
Yeah, there was no detection available for Reynor. I'm sure he was hoping that maybe all the ghosts were across the map, not back at home. And meanwhile, the 5th, he's trying to take it. He's trying to expand, but Cure rocks up once again. Oh.
Cure rocks up once again, just avoiding the army, dancing back and forth. These lurkers getting a good surround. The medevac's not going to be going down, though, despite being so low.
Wow, they barely survive. Another drop into the main base. The 4th hatchery just went down, so let's not even get ahead of ourselves and talk about a 5th because Reynor is still struggling to even get a 4th up. Do you see a scan? The lurkers are being focused down.
Yeah, it does feel like Cure's finally starting to break through. He might be able to do it for DPG right here, right now. The hive's going to be going down. We have these lurkers getting on top of the units, but there's no parasitic bomb. There's no hydras in the way. The last base going to be going down here to the right-hand side. Reynor barely holding on, but it feels like Cure has finally started to break him.
Yeah, I mean, Reynor's been breaking this entire game, and even here, 26 drones are going to be going down. GG gets called, and Cure does it. The MVP for DPG.
We got the triumphant music as with that DPG. They are champion. Let's go.
They are indeed champion. Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Dark didn't even have to play. Hero and Cure, they two-manned it, and Cure was insane tonight. Bringing down Reynor, bringing down Oliveira, and Reynor once again.
Yeah, Cure absolutely crushing today. Absolute MVP. And showing that he still is one of the top Terrans in the world.
Exactly. Do not overlook Cure and his team. You know, sure, there's Hero, sure, there's Dark. You know, they've got their own appeal, but Cure is still a terrifying player, as he just showed us here today. Oh, God. I know there was a lot of hype around KaiZi, and I know we wanted Oliveira and KaiZi to go all the way, and you know what? They almost did. They made it to second place. And even making it to second place, no one thought it was possible a couple of weeks ago. Everyone was looking at Onside. Everyone was looking at Shopify. Very few were looking at KaiZi. So very well done. Very well deserved. Very respectable placement as top 2.
Yeah, absolutely. An incredible run coming out from KaiZi there, and definitely one to be proud of.
Definitely. And you know what this really does tell us is that the rabbit, the bunny, knew all along. Oh my God, did go for that DPG pick, and yeah, you know, we can't always knock him. You know, clearly he knows what's happening here in this team league, and yeah, just what a weekend of StarCraft. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I know it went on for quite a while, and I know it's quite late for us.
Yeah,
it's been an endurance test, not just for Oliveira, not just for the players, but also for us. And thank you, Asher, for being a part of this moment. Thank you, Papa. Thank you.
all right. We had to finish what we started here.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we couldn't leave you know, leaving people unsatisfied. We had to finish, Papi. We had to finish.
It is December after all.
It is December, Papi. It is December. Oh my God. So yeah, with that, we have crowned our champions. World Team League Season 4 has ended. But the broadcast, not quite yet. I'm sure they're going to be getting a winner's interview ready, and maybe even a little cheeky ceremony as well. So that is to come. I'm sure they do have those Korean translators for interviews. So yeah. I mean, again, I'm sure the Korean team as well. The Chinese team as well. I'm sure they're still happy with how well Oliveira did. And you know, when it comes to the TVZs, Cure didn't do anything too crazy in that last game. You know, he showed that he doesn't just have to play like gimmicky against Reynor, like with these crazy unscouted builds. Like, nah, mate, straight up 2-1-1, just pulling Reynor apart. Very impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah, good stuff there from Cure. He is going to be able to get that win. And there are still, I'm hoping when they do the interviews as well, they're going to do some of these awards. I know there's still best player of each race in the playoffs MVP. I feel like Oliveira's got to be the playoffs MVP.
Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%. He's got to be the MVP. Just quickly double checking here. There's the regular season MVP, which is the group stage. It looks like Dark was already awarded that. I think he was awarded that during the 2v2 event. I think he got that at the end of that. But quickly checking best Terran, Protoss, and Zerg. Oh, one of each race also has to be crowned.
Yeah, that one for the regular season. So, my memory at this time of night not good enough to even give you some candidates for that. I'm gonna be honest.
They're like, Papi, the brain, it's off, Papi. It's
gone.
It's gone.
I mean, like,
here's
a Terran. Let's just grab 3 Terrans. It's gonna be.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, 3 of each race. It's gonna be Mario. It's gonna be Hero, and it's gonna be.
It's gonna be Champ.
Dark. Well, maybe Cham actually. That'd be cool.
Champ did surprisingly well. Well. Oh my God. Cool. So yeah. I'm sure they've got some awards, some little trophies to impart upon the peoples. And if you're in the chat and if you want to support World Team League, then you can do so by purchasing a gift box. They're showing it off on the caster desk at the moment. You can see the box there. You can see the mouse pad, the stickers, the player cards, the notebook, the face mask, the red pockets as well. It's a really, really nice set. And a great way to show your support to the Team League, and a great way to incentivize them to running this again. I don't know if they're going to have another announcement towards the end, whether or not there's going to be a season 5. I know that's currently up in the air. The big reason for that, of course, I'm sure the sponsors are very happy, but a main sponsor for World Team League was NetEase, and NetEase are no longer involved in Blizzard games. So I'm sure the WTL boys are going to be looking for another sponsor in the coming season. So maybe if you want to, if you want to support WTL, if you want more of it, give them some support, Bobby. Give them some support.
Gib.
Oh my god. And of course, Asher, we got to give it to the daddies. We got to give it to the people that matter. Hoja, we don't really know what it is. It's kind of like
any of these things are.
Yeah. Hojo, it's like Discord / Reddit for the Chinese community. So if you're a part of that, and if you didn't know, Hoja, it's where it's at. They've got a great ad, and it sounds good, sounds funny. And also a massive shout out to I'm sold. Yeah, I want to be a part of Hojo. I don't know what it is, but I want it. You can see the thrones that these casters are on with like the TIE Fighter Imperial chairs. TGI Fridays. Get your local chair as we're taking off. We're landing.
Yeah.
也是有请他们的战队代表，他们的领队，举起属于你们的冠军奖杯，捧杯吧！恭喜恭喜恭喜！恭喜恭喜恭喜！这一届比赛其实也是打得非常的辛苦，因为常规赛的时候其实打得并不是那么的容易，但是也是因为你们常规赛的一个好成绩，让你们在这一次的这个季后赛可以在最后一天，然后做好更充足的准备。
是的。 常规赛的话，大家可能还是平常赛事比较多吧，就是不能每一轮都准备的那么充分。但是我们的队员一旦准备充分的情况下，是不可战胜的。
确实这一次的表现非常的出色。那我们也是赶紧来联系一下 DPG 的所有选手们，来进行一个赛后采访。 好的，欢迎我们 DPG 的选手们，恭喜你们获得了本次的冠军。那我们想要先采访一下 Kier 选手，因为 Kier 选手可以称得上是我们这一次的 MVP 了。那你今天其实，在打雷诺的这个前2把，一把打的是一个单兵营速3，一把打的是裸双，就打法其实都还是比较激进，然后在这个经济上比较偷的，在这个战术布置上面是你专门针对他所去布置的吗？
김도욱 선수한테 할게요. 레이너 선수와의 경기에서 첫 경기에서는 원병영의 트리플 빌드를 사용했고 두 번째 세트에서는 생더블 빌드를 준비하셨잖아요. 되게 특이한 빌드인데 혹시 이거 사전에 많이 준비한 그 전략인가요?
사실은 IM 때 세랄 선수랑 레이너 선수 만나면 쓰려고 했는데 그 전에 한국 선수들한테 떨어져서 못 썼는데 팀리그에서 이렇게 쓸 수 있는 기회가 와서 운 좋게 좀 잘 통했던 것 같아요.
首先，其实这个战术的话，之前是在 IEM 上，如果能遇到 Sarah 或者是雷诺的话，我是准备要用的。但是在 IEM 上的话，是因为被韩国选手击败了，所以就没有用上。但是这次战队联赛的时候就用上了这个，有机会就用到了这个战术。 然后也是因为运气好，所以就
And I
获
think
胜。
I am lucky
那今
to
天 Q2 选
play
手的
with
表现可以说是
Reynor
相当
to
出
use
色，称
this
得上是我们季后
strategy.
赛的 MVP， 因为是先2-0的雷诺，然后2-0了李培南，然后最后又1-0了雷
I
诺。
think you
那
are
是不是
the
在赛
MVP
前，尤其是在这个对抗李培南选手的
And
时候
you win
做了很
the
充足的准备？因为李培南选手他自从
and the
IEM 之后
Reynor
到现在，他其实是没有输过大分的，所以想问一下 Q2 选手，是不是这2天做了非常多的研究和准备？
Do you prepare to
김도욱
play with
선수가 이번
Oliveira?
팀리그에서 에이스라고 불릴 수 있는
And
선수인데
what
그
prepare
레이너
do you
선수한테도
do
2대 0으로
before
이기고 리페난 선수도
play
2대
with
0으로
the
이기고 아까
Oliveira?
에이스전에서도 1대 0으로 우승을 이렇게 손에 잡았잖아요. 그래서 그리고 또 IM 이후에도 약간 타임 선수가 좀 많이 강한 모습을 보여줬는데 혹시 그 전에 뭐 딱히 준비하거나 특별하게 준비하거나 이런 거 있었을까요?
일단 생각 위주로 했었고 IEM 전에 워낙 열심히 해놨기 때문에 자신도 있었지만 타임 선수가 최근 기세 때문에 좀 제가 걱정도 많이 하고 긴장도 많이 했었는데 처음에 이기고 시작해서 좀 편하게 할 수 있었던 것 같아요.
首先其实准备的话是从 IEM 之前就一直有准备，但是最近李培南选手的气势非常的强，所以开赛前还是有一些担心的。但是第一局拿下之后就感觉有点安心了，所以后面打得比较顺。
确实今天的表现真的非常出色。那我们也是有请另外3位选手来发表一下获奖感言吧。我们可以从小 Hero 先开始。
그리고 그 김준호 선수부터 저희 그 우승 소감 한마디씩 부탁드릴게요.
네. 일단은 제가 팀에 들어오고 이번이 3번째 우승인데 이렇게 3연속으로 변수 없이 우승할 수 있어서 너무 기쁘고 우승하기까지 많은 노력을 해주신 뭐 DPG 관계자분들이나 저희 매니저분 그리고 모든 선수들한테 감사한 것 같습니다.
首先这是我进队以来的第3次的冠军，然后也是我们整个战队的连续拿了3冠王嘛。然后这次的冠军，这次的获胜呢，其实是离不开我们每位工作人员、还有领队、还有选手的努力，然后非常感谢大家。
是的，离不开所有人的努力，也包括这个我们战队的老板。我知道这个叫图图现在也正在看我们的直播。好，那请 Duck 选手来跟我们分享一下吧。
Suddenly we were connected with Duck.
강령우 선수 한마디 부탁드릴게요.
오늘은 이제 진짜로 버스 승객 모드였어가지고 사실 한 경기 정도는 나가고 싶었는데 저도 아직 월챔 때 사용하지 못한 빌드 보따리가 많았거든요. 근데 도욱이 형이 다 처리를 해버리셔가지고 아직 몸만 1시간 동안 풀고 아무것도 안 해서 근데 저희가 이제 팀리그에서 항상 좋은 성적 거두고 항상 우승을 하다 보니까 우승하면 좀 감이 무뎌질 줄 알았는데 우승하니까 막상 하니까 기분이 되게 좋네요. 다들 너무 고생 많으셨고 오늘 버스 태워주셔서 감사합니다.
首先就是今天的话，我是属于抱大腿躺赢的那个人，但是其实我是非常想上比赛的，就是哪怕是1场，我也是想参加这个比赛。但是由于 Q 选手的发挥很好，所以就帮大家扫平了一切选手。而且我也只是就是热身了1个小时左右，然后就一直在等待着机会，但是没有打到比赛。然后关于战队联赛的话呢，其实每次都能拿到好成绩，而且拿到这个冠军也是离不开大家所有人的努力的。然后我觉得可能拿冠军拿多了会变得麻木，但是呢，这次拿到冠军还是依旧非常的开心。然后也感谢大家让我抱大腿。
确实，
赛前很多人都很期待 Duck 选手的一个登场，但是没有关系啊。这次拿了冠军之后，你们下一次的对决，我们会把悬念留在下一次的比赛。好，那最后有请我们的猫姐姐解释来说2句吧。
还是很开心又拿到冠军了。进队这是我进队拿到的第2个冠军，虽然2次都是躺赢，但是这次有一大半选手都在躺赢，比如说Duck，比如说还有九阳哥。大家都是躺赢，所以还是很开心。但是能拿到这个冠军，我3个队友还都是非常强。他们平时 不管是他们的练习啊、准备啊，都是非常的厉害。然后我们领队平时对我们不管队员心理情绪上的一些帮助，包括技战术的准备，都是非常非常重要的。然后最重要的是还有我们老板、我们王总的付出也是非常的关键。只有这些加在一起，我们才能就一次又一次的拿冠军。然后希望我们以后还可以继续拿冠军。
毛姐姐说的很好。那其实这个解释在平时的我了解到，就是队伍会有每周的这个队内训练、队内对抗，然后其实解释在队内的一个训练赛里面，也是为大家付出了很多的贡献。所以说这一次的胜利属于你们 DPG 的每一个人，再一次恭喜 DPG 战队。那我们的采访到这边告一段落了，谢谢。
It's your champion.
就像刚刚其实他们说到的 ，DPG 到现在为止已经拿了4个冠军了，其中3个是连冠啊。对于这么好的一个成绩，最后有什么话想对我们所有屏幕前的观众朋友们、粉丝们说的吗？
我觉还是感谢大家吧，感谢星际老男孩搭建这么一个良好的平台，感谢每一位工作人员的辛勤付出，感谢从业者的付出，感谢还在坚持打的选手，感谢我们老板对我们战队的关爱和支持。感谢我们每一位队员的日常的努力和在赛场上的奋勇拼搏。然后我想说，就我们 DPG 吧，跟凯子是兄弟战队，谁夺冠都一样。
是的，大家都是好兄弟，是吧？好的，那在这里也是感谢所有的参加我们 WTL 的队伍选手，还有所有战队的工作人员，给我们带来了这么好的比赛。也要感谢屏幕前的你们这3天的陪伴，包括我们整个赛季每年那么多比赛的陪伴。我们的比赛，我们选手战队的这个前进的动力，也是源于你们的支持。感谢屏幕前的所有观众朋友们。那我们这一届 WTL 世界星际战队联赛到这边就全部结束了，感谢大家3天的陪伴。我们下赛季再见，大家拜拜。
Here we go. We are back, and massive shout out to the translator that they did have here for the final series. I know we've had some translation issues leading up to this, with the audio levels and just not having one, but he was here when we needed him most. Also a personal message to Oliveira. Let's go, Papi. Let's go.
Nice. Let's go.
Feels good, man. Shout out to Paynon Oliveira. Time, the world champion, almost was able to pull it off here in the Team League Finals. And I hope everyone was able to enjoy themselves here. It's been a great tournament. Again, just want to give another shout out to Asher, because I know it's late and you're able to be here with me through all of this, and hopefully we can do it all again in a future season. And if there is one, of course, the Ducklings will be a part of that as well. So thank you. Asher, do you want to plug yourself very quickly before we go?
Oh yeah, sure. You can find me on Twitter, AsherBrother1, I think. And you can find me Twitch TV/AsherBro.
There you go. Who wants some lovely Terran action? He's smoging right now. He's not streaming recently, but the streams will come back. We'll make him come back. Meanwhile, Lat_VIP on Twitch and Twitter. I do stream throughout the week. I'm going to be streaming this week. I've been a little bit light on the streams because of all the casting that we've been doing, but finally World Team League has come to an end. So if you want some Zerg ladder gameplay, then I've got you covered there. Otherwise, check out our VODs on YouTube. KranKy Ducklings. We're all over the place. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Wherever you want us, we will be there. Join us on Discord. Support us on Patreon. Support us on Twitch. And we will see you guys at some point during the week. Our next broadcast is, I think, going to be on Wednesday. I think I'm going to have to double check either Wednesday or Thursday. It is going to be the playoffs of Ascension League. So if you want some European action, Gedon is going to be there alongside Night Phoenix and many others. So make sure you check that out. Until then, thank you so much for watching. Good night. Bye-bye.